Welcome to the Rogue Room. We hope you enjoy your stay. Welcome to the Rogue Room. We hope you enjoy your stay. The Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation.
Hello folks, welcome back to the Rogue Room. I am Rogue. How you doing? What's going on? What's happening? What's new? What's in the news? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about some news. Some really disturbing stuff, honestly. As usual, that's the case around here, you know. If it's not disturbing, You know, I don't care about that sappy, happy fun times bullshit. Give me something that's grim and dark and a reminder of the world, the state of things today. Hola Dallas, how's it going? How's it hanging, lovely? I hope everyone's doing well today. It's been I was surprised this morning to discover I thought my daughter was going back to school today, starting a new school term. Turns out that's tomorrow. That's a pain in the ass, but you know. Liz is here too. Hello, Liz. I hope you're doing well. You know what? This is not related to anything, but I need to take my flippers off because my feet are sweltering. Jesus. You're not allowed to make kinky clips out of me saying my feet are sweltering, by the way. Keep that shit to yourselves. I don't want to hear about it. So, yeah. What did you get up to today, guys? Actually, should I use the term guys? I don't think I should use the term guys. Hey, Midnight, how's it hanging? What's happening? What is happening? Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. I posted about this on Twitter today. There's Botwig just immediately chiming in with the Twitter link the moment I mention it. I swear the bot listens. And the moment I say something, he recognizes. I mean, that'd be a cool feature, honestly. If I could say a certain phrase and the bot would respond, but reluctantly, I don't think that's actually how it works. Anyway, I bought this thing yesterday because, for those of you who are unaware, I got laser facial hair removal on all of this yesterday. It's painful, it's agonizing, and I thought to treat myself for going through the agony, I bought myself this cute outfit. Right? This thing. Which I initially thought was a dress. And it's actually a romper. Which I'm now discovering... Oh, I'm now discovering all the issues that come with such a garment. Having to take virtually the entire thing off to go to the bathroom. But I'm wearing at least a singlet underneath, so, you know. The world is quite fucked, it always is. It's interesting, at the very least. You know, keeps you on your toes. Hydration time. I'll take it. We'll take hydration. Why not? God, this has been condensating for the last 20-30 minutes or so it's just dripped all over me. Fantastic. Your favorite streamer? Why, thank you. It's actually, that's an interesting thing to think about. Me being, you know, having certain people who've been around for a while, certain people who've been fans of my stream for a while who routinely come back, and have been through several of my content shifts, I suppose. So right now we're in a, I mean, one of the major things, of course, before it came out and all that, was swapping between different games. Major, like, significantly different games. Going from stuff like Minecraft, and then to Skyrim, and then to Dark Souls. Whole Dark Souls series. And then, what else? What else was there? There was something else, like, for a long time Dark Souls was my major focus. Hello, Draco Wrath. How's it going? Welcome in. Stardew. Stardew was a big one for a long time now. I am considering doing a Stardew stream soon. If you guys are interested in a Stardew stream, I will be doing that eventually, in the not too distant future. When I'm feeling it. I haven't been feeling it just yet. I might do a gaming stream sometime next week, I'm not certain. I've been distancing myself from gaming on stream, obviously. Because I have found this format here where I'm sitting in front of the microphone and actually talking at length. It allows me to focus, not having a video game in front of me. It allows me to get my thoughts out into the ether. Yeah, out into the internet, where they never go away. You'd watch? Well, I'd hope so. Stardew is good, though. Stardew is a very chill game. I've noticed that was one of the games that I found perhaps easier to stream to and chill out to, and still be able to retain a conversation to an extent. And yeah, it's been a while since I've played it. I know they had a huge content patch recently, which added a bunch of stuff. Hello, OG. How you doing? It did add a bunch of stuff. It added a new farm type, which looks pretty cool. My major issue, of course, though, is that the beach farm... Spoilers for anyone who hasn't played the new farm yet. I'm going to spoil it for you. You can't use sprinklers on the bastard. So all of your crops have to be manually watered. My hair is a mess. Hang on a sec. All your crops have to be manually watered. There's no way to get a sprinkler system. So I imagine, I don't know, maybe you use the greenhouse or something. I don't know. Seems like a bit of a pain in the ass, but I do want to give it a crack at the very least. Sounds like turning the game onto hard mode, if that's even a thing. Hard mode Stardew Valley, a game that is intrinsically so chill. You know. It's chill by its very definition. Thanks to Ren, last night, for boosting up my subs to I was at 41 starting last night. We got up to we got up to 50. Sorry, got to my very reasonable sub goal of 50, and now the reasonable sub goal has been. We're moving the goalposts. Like, is that really? That feels really bright. Yeah, that is really bright. Oh, hang on, that's too. There we go. That's a bit better. That was like blinding me. I moved to this particular setup specifically because I was sick of extremely bright lights on my face. But yeah, Ren pushed us over the threshold last night. 50 out of 50, and now I've moved the goalposts. Like I said, like turfs, I moved the goalposts. Speaking of turfs, who watched ContraPoint's new video? J.K. Rowling. Just straight up J.K. Rowling. Wasn't called anything. Like, it wasn't a clever, unique title or anything that sort of makes you think outside the box. No, just straight up J.K. Rowling.
We hope you enjoy your stay.
Hey, it's Sushi. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us here in the Rogue Room. But ContraPoint's new video. Natalie, my goodness, that woman is an artist. I tell you right now. Yeah, she does things with that format. I mean, obviously this woman has money. She has a lot of money. She has a lot of Patreon supporters, which would help a little bit with set design and things like that. But goodness gracious me, it's an absolute teardown. It's an absolute teardown in a very, what's the phrase I'm looking for? There's a moment in which she mentions how she prefers not to attack people, rather preferring to relate to them, if that makes sense. Trying to be empathic with people. To try to see their side of the story and also try to convince them of their wrong ideas. And I feel like that's generally the theme throughout that entire video. That's the raid command. We don't want that. And, where was I going with this? I've lost my train of thought now. I've been thinking about that particular idea. Can practically make incel sympathetic. It's crazy the way she does it. It's honestly, it requires a ton of introspection, I think. It requires, like I mentioned, a ton of empathy. You need to be able to look at somebody and see all of the issues they might be experiencing. Like this person who we just got rid of just now, who's invariably not sticking around. I know they're not here. But I just don't have the patience to talk to that kind of idiot. Not while I'm live, you know, there's no point. Because they're an anonymous nobody who's starved of attention on the internet. Desperately trying to cling to that attention. Because nobody else is giving it to them anywhere else in their life. So, and this is a common thread you'll notice with people who have particularly... Oops, sorry, bumped the microphone. This is a common thread you'll notice with particularly hateful types of people. Is there's something missing. Somebody forgot to teach them something about the world. In some way, shape, or form. Either that, or they were actively led down a road. That... This was an interesting point that I thought could be brought up. And this is relating to...
Welcome to the Rogue Room. We hope you enjoy your stay.
007. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. There's a story I wanted to talk about, which might, which is an interesting, like, sort of touches on this thing. So for those of you, who are unaware, I mean, most people are not aware. I doubt most people would have heard about this. But there was an incident, I forget when exactly it happened, very recently. There was an incident of a cross burning. Yes, an actual cross burning in the Grampians in Western Victoria, right? I don't know where the Grampians is. It says in Western Victoria, so, you know, I've never been to Victoria. It's in that state somewhere. apparently there was a group of effective KKK members. They don't call themselves that, of course. They were wearing all black, most of them wearing masks. They burned a cross and they were shouting Nazi salutes and all this kind of stuff. And I found this article on ABC News talking about an anti-Semitism expert has called for the white supremacist group that reportedly burnt a cross in the Grampians to be labeled as a terrorist organization. But an army veteran of Jewish descent who lives in the area said he would rather talk to the neo-Nazis than silence them. This is kind of the interesting thing is, we've got these people who are some of the most atrocious by all measures. Most folks, if they were to see a group of neo-Nazis, would immediately assume villainy. Immediately assume the absolute worst of them. Immediately assume that the hatred is outright. What's a good way to phrase it? Would assume they're people like the Westboro Baptist Church. The thing called an about section. That's crazy that there are about sections on Twitch streamers' pages. That's absolutely insane. I never thought about that. Anyway, as I was getting to the point, there are certain hate groups, like this. This is explicitly like this, where the only thing on their mind, the only thing in this hate group's mind, is there is a group of people they dislike and they would like to kill them, or they would like to say that they are going straight to hell, like I said, Westboro and all that sort of stuff. I haven't thought about Westboro Baptist Church in a while, actually. They seem to have gone quiet for the last couple of years or so. Unless I've just missed the news, maybe it's just flown under my radar. But you've got these groups like these neo-Nazi types. This particular one actually, unsurprisingly, named themselves virtually after the Nazi Party, which for those of you who are unaware, the Nazi Party was called the National Socialist German Workers' Party, right? And this group called themselves something similar, National Socialist Network. I don't know exactly what they called themselves. But the thing about these types of white supremacists, yes, they are white supremacists, absolutely. The thing about them, though, is they're not just, they hate anyone who's not white because they're not white. It's not just that they dislike them. It's not that they just, dislike anyone who happens to not have the same skin color as them or the same genetics as them. It's the fact that they have been indoctrinated into a thought of victimization. They believe that those people of other skin colors, people of other cultures and things like that are trying to overtake them. So they've told themselves, and an interesting part about this. Oh, here we go. I was right. National Socialist Network. I've just been scrolling down the article looking for the actual reference to the name. It's right there. National Socialist Network. It's sitting in front of my face. Yeah, the interesting thing about this is these groups, they have a tendency to, you'll have someone who is just genuinely a hateful person. Just genuinely a very despicable person at the top who outright hates these people. The intelligent leader, unfortunately, we have to be honest with ourselves. There are intelligent people leading what are effectively cults. These are cults. And what it leads to is these people who are leading these cults will find those who are already feeling disenfranchised by society. They're either underemployed, unemployed, they've been slighted in this way or that way, and they start to coerce them into thinking, well, you know why you're having all those problems? Because it's the Jews, or it's the Aboriginals, or it's all, they'll give them a reason. They'll reason with them and say, listen, it's not you, man. You're not the problem here. It's all these people over here. It's these groups of people. And it coerces them into thinking that trying to take down those groups is the righteous and noble and honorable thing to do. So you interned at a Holocaust museum that worked with an alternative justice program. Teenagers were judged on a jury of their actual peers. If they committed a hate crime, they might be made to come work with us. So I guess that man knows talking to him might de-radicalize white supremacists more than a regular punishment would. But it takes a lot of selflessness. Yeah, it does take a lot of selflessness. It does take a lot of removing your own biases, which is incredibly difficult to do. Like I said before, most people would look at a Nazi, a neo-Nazi, a white supremacist, any of these kinds of people, any kind of effective terrorist, really, someone who has been radicalized into a life of hatred. They would look at them and see an evil person. And to strip away that thought process that there is an actual human being there that can be brought back from the brink, perhaps. Now, the reality of the situation is there are some people who are psychologically just entirely broken and you can't save them. I mean, arguably, in this case, the people leading the cults, the people leading these psychotic communities of terrorists, which is what this is. They are a terrorist. Like, these people, in this, I don't have I had a good picture from the actual cross burning, but it's on the Sydney Morning Herald website, and I've reached my weekly limit of articles or whatever bullshit, so I can't show you the picture. I can maybe bring it up, but you get the gist. They're done up in black garb. Hang on a sec, let me see if I can find it. Grampian's cross burning. Here's the picture. Oh, it's barely visible. There we go. This one. Hey, Dharam Garia, how you doing? We are having a fantastic evening. We're off to a good start, but we're kind of talking about Nazis. But you got this group of dickheads. I'm going to call them dickheads. This is how they were garbed in their black outfits, masks and glasses covering their faces to hide their identity, by the way. So these people, not only do they have these radical viewpoints that they've been indoctrinated into, they've been told this is the way that you need to live your life to eventually overcome the evil that they've ascribed themselves. They've said to the whole group, this is the evil, this is the target, this is the villain, we're the good guys. But the fact that they're covering up their entire faces says there's at least some self-awareness there. They're aware that their viewpoints are not... I mean, maybe it's the situation of, like, they know their viewpoints are non-standard and realize that society doesn't like people like them, and that will just fuel their victimization complex even further. That will just make them basically dig deeper. So you have to, in order to get through to these kinds of people, I think, like you said, there needs to be a ton of selflessness. Like that guy who, there was that black guy in America, I forget his name now. As far as I know, he's still around. The guy who was going and talking to members of the KKK and reasoning with them and saying to them, let me see if I can find him. Maybe that'll help. What is his name? Daryl Davis, that's him. Is he still around? Yeah, he's not dead. Okay. Daryl Davis is the guy who, his efforts to improve race relations, in which, as an African American, he engaged with members of the Ku Klux Klan, convinced Klansmen to leave and denounce the KKK. Requires a ton of, I also didn't know he was a boogie-woogie piano musician, apparently. Fancy that. But yeah, like these particular people, especially if you try to reason with them, you have to be prepared for a lot of backlash. You have to be prepared for them to absolutely buck against any arguments you may have against their points. And this is the case with TERFs as well, of course. TERFs have a big victim complex. They believe that the idea of the TERF, the idea of the trans person, the idea of the trans women is that, they have that Buffalo Bill image in their heads of us. So their thought process is that trans women are villainous, evil beings trying to not only steal away the image of the woman and bastardize it. And I believe there was some author who referred to it as another form of rape. Weirdly enough, I don't know. I forgot exactly what the terminology was. Yeah, I don't know. Like, but the thing about the TERFs, is like they believe they are the victims, and they believe there is a debate to be had. They believe there is a discourse to be had when there is, but there shouldn't be. And one of the things that a lot of TERFs tend to do. Broken, thank you for the hydration, by the way. We'll come back around to this in a moment. Try to keep my bloody water off me. I'm actually talking about white supremacists and TERFs at the moment, which is always fun and dandy. But we'll talk about the Reddit thing shortly, because that's really interesting. What's going on with Reddit is baffling to me. Really confusing. The Reddit stock exchange thing, but we'll come back around to that. But yeah, we're talking about empathy. Original Nick, what's going on? What's going on? I don't know. What is going? It's so it's confusing. A subreddit. I'll go into it. There's an article shortly. I'll bring it up shortly. Yeah, the GameSpot thing. How are you doing? How are you doing, Nick? But yeah, at the moment we're talking about extremists, supremacists, terrorists, and TERFs. Fascists, honestly, like generally, as much as I don't like to use the word, and I use it so fucking much, as much as I don't like to use the term fascist, because it's been so dragged out, I am trying to specifically refer to actual fascists. People who are explicitly entirely about the control thing. Entirely about they need to be the ultimate power in society. Those kinds of people. And white supremacists are the most obvious example of fascist groups. TERFs are a little bit more of a subtle one. They absolutely are fascists, like one jokey communist. I'm not quite sure on that one. Red and anarchist black metal, basically the opposite of white supremacist black metal. Nice. TERFs are, like I said before, they're kind of, we know TERFs are bad, but the thing about TERFs, like with white supremacists are always seen as an extremist viewpoint. You know,
welcome to the
generally
Rogue Room.
speaking.
We hope you enjoy your
Nick,
stay.
welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us, friend. Actually grossed out one person with a pen. I heard a noise a moment ago. I hope one of my kids isn't awake.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
And Daniel
we hope
Woolman.
you enjoy your stay.
Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us, friend. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so like the white supremacist thing seems really extreme. And like I said, as much as we would like to, we can try our best to empathize and try to get through to them. If you do meet an actual white supremacist who is for some reason interested in discussion, that's a hard part. These people oftentimes are not interested in discussion. They don't want to talk with you. They don't want to discuss their ideas with you. They are already asserted that they're right. So if you actually happen to have the opportunity to talk with one of these people, trying to convince them away from their viewpoints would be a long and arduous process, I believe. But TERFs, on the other hand, TERFs are very... Let me think of the phrase I'm looking for. Like, we know they're extremist. We know they are inherently fascist because their viewpoints skew towards the genocide of trans people, right? Daryl Davis is who we were talking about, Bronx Bomber. He's a musician, or it might be a different guy. It might be multiple African Americans trying to de-radicalize KKK members. And we were talking about how much you would need to put your own self-interest aside, how much selflessness you would need to be able to actively approach people who would willfully kill you if they had the opportunity. Yeah, he gets to know them and see them as an actual person. And this is what I think is the tricky part about the TERF thing. The point that I've been trying to make is TERFs make it very relatable to become a TERF, I think. We as transgender people are still very much seen as an alien outlier in society, and we're very much still seen as a, hello, that one guy. Yes, I am a fellow Aussie from the great land down under. Excuse me. Off-topic poll, mild or spicy? I'm gonna go spicy. I'll put the poll up. One sec. You know what? Let's make it extra spicy. You know what? I'm gonna amp this up a little bit. Mild, spicy, or hot? Yeah, in terms of food. Or in terms of opinions. Yeah, like the thing about the TERFs is, you know, I think culturally speaking, it's a generally accepted thing that people of other races are people. They're still people. So when you see white supremacists, generally speaking, they are unfortunately a growing but still obviously villainized group, as they should be. They are people who have detestable opinions about those of other skin colors. But with the TERF thing, there's a lot of discourse around transphobia that touches on the idea. There's a lot of discourse among transphobic people talking about us And they don't see us as human. They see us as absolutely disgusting, vile, predatory. And there are some people who I think have latent thoughts like that in their head. This all comes from upbringing, mind you. You know, if you show a child Psycho, I mean, when are you going to show a child Psycho? But I mean, I've seen some weird shit as a child. I've seen some movies where I'm just like, you know, why would... I distinctly remember my mother said she never showed me this. Here's a completely non sequitur. Non sequitur. Is it non sequitur? I said non sequitur and cancelled, so I'm going to go with that. I could swear somebody showed me RoboCop as a kid. That is not a children's movie, and yet there is a children's line of products associated with RoboCop. RoboCop is by no stretch of the imagination a children's movie, and yet I feel like I watched it when I was like 8. Maybe just, I don't know, maybe back when I was a child, there was a lot less care if your kids saw some honestly pretty grim stuff. There's some really grim stuff in RoboCop. 3 votes for Spicy. Nobody voted for anything else. Why do you guys like Spice? What is it about Spice? I don't get what the appeal is. As somebody who does enjoy it, I don't get what the appeal is. You know, I oftentimes I'll try out something that's a little bit too spicy for myself. And I'll end up, you know, my tongue is burning, my mouth hurts, my face hurts. I enjoy the food, but why have I put myself through pain? Why did I do this? I don't get it. There's got to be a valid reason for that. We can come back to the fascists in a minute. We can take a break from fascists for a minute. For some reason, yeah, it is enjoyable. It's a mildly addictive feeling. Can make you high, that's true. When you get depressive, Spice feels better. There you go. There's an idea. I do know there are some spices like that are just obscene. There is my absolute fucking sponsor, Ren, with the 9 gifted subs last night. Fuck me dead. How you doing, friend? What's going on? The Simp Lord, you are my ultimate simp. I used to have more simps, but this was back before I was a chick, so... I swear to God. Yeah, I'm gonna replace the batteries in those fairy lights. These fuckers are dead. And another one, Draco Wrath. Oh my goodness, Ren. You didn't have to take us over to the subscriber lounge. Grab yourself a piece of fresh fruit Draco. And a sip of Moscato if you're feeling it. Gifted.
You are
Don't
now
gift
one
me
of
24 subs. And a sub to Autumn. Autumn's lovely. Draco is paying forward the gift. I didn't even read that. I just saw Autumn's name. Draco, for goodness sake. This is just too good. You guys are just too good to me. I don't deserve this. I'm going to say that right now. I don't deserve the subs. I don't deserve the money. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I've got to pretend I'm selfless. I've got to pretend I'm like...
Welcome to the Rogue Room. We hope you enjoy your stay.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Oh my god, what? You're like that other person that did that. You've been a regular in here for ages and you weren't following. What the hell? A semi-regular at the very least. At the absolute least. How do people do that? Can I ask how people do that? I've seen that happen in other people's streams. Where it's just like, I'm not following this person, but I watch them. It's like, well, why don't you follow them then? Literally just pop up and recommend it. Well, I mean, that'd do it, I suppose. Pretend yourself and then take a Raycon and Raid Shadow Legends promotion for $50. You know, I saw somebody's offer for Raid Shadow Legends once. They shared their email that they got. I forget who it was. I think somebody was doing Somebody was doing a YouTube video. And the YouTube video, it might have been Mudahara actually. Might have been Some Ordinary Gamers. This is kind of funny. Because he made a video, as far as I know, ripping into Raid Shadow Legends and other similar sponsorships. And he's good friends with Justin Wang, who routinely does Raid Shadow Legends. He's like, hey Justin, your sponsorship's fucked. But I mean at the same time. Earn that dosh, Justin. Earn that cash. Yeah, and like Mudahara is someone who I will watch occasionally. Same with Charlie. Like I haven't watched their kind of content in a while. I want to do... Actually, I only found Mutaha long after he stopped doing the creepy pastas readings. I don't know exactly how I found him, but I do like the kind of content that him and Charlie put out, Moist Critical, which is kind of similar to what I'm doing in terms of my streams. Like, I mean, it's not really, because, but it's kind of occasionally topical stuff that I put up on my channel. It's just I talk about it on stream and then I make a video out of it. You have a question, Ren? Shoot. Eating the hottest gummy bear was your limit. You don't even... Goodness me. I saw your message about the hottest gummy bear and I didn't think to read it. Sorry. It scrolled past. Where was it? I do need to try some more hot stuff. I really wanted a while back. I can't even find it now. I did want to a while back now. Quite a while back now. I bought a whole bunch of hot sauces. What was the situation? I bought a bunch of hot sauces because the intention was I was going to do a stream with someone on stream. And we were effectively going to do our own version of Hot Ones. You know, Hot Ones with the bald guy. Sean something. Yeah, essentially. And we were going to go through numerous different hot sauces. As hot as we could find them. Excuse me. What's the one chip challenge? Enlighten me. What's the one chip challenge? You know what irritates me? Actually, as a not really relevant thing. What is it? Doritos. Doritos did a Doritos did a packet of chips a while back. That made the naming of it made it seem like, you know, 1 or 2 chips in the bag would be super hot, the rest would be normal flavored, and you wouldn't know. And apparently that's not the case. I forget what exactly it was. Hacky Carolina Reaper Madness 1 chip challenge tortilla chip. Goodness me, no, I have not done it. I'll give it a look. Hang on, let's have a look. Packy challenge, 1 chip challenge. What's this about? We accept cookies. Oh, okay. Goodness gracious me. If you had what it takes to go head to head with the Reaper, share the proof in our wall of infamy. I don't think I'd be able to handle it. It's a black chip. So do you order this chip and eat it, do you? No. I mean, I could consider that. That's an idea. We could do that as stream content at one point. Sean Evans, that's him. Sean Evans, yes. I haven't watched any of his videos in a while. But yeah, I'll consider that. I'll consider that. Do you think it's possible to take a sponsorship from a company like Ubisoft, Epic, what have you, where they'll pay you, give you gift codes, merch, whatever, while being able to have a respectable opinion on the company, while you've been given X amount of cash from them? Why should you trust anything? I personally think, this is my own moral standing here, but if somebody has taken a sponsorship from a company, I do not trust any words they have to say about that company or its products. Just as a general rule, I believe, you know what, I greatly respect, what's her name? Trans gal who does a lot of indie games. Casey Explosion. I greatly respect Casey Explosion because she's very forthcoming about the fact that it's like, I was told to promote this game, I was paid to promote this game, take that with a grain of salt. But a lot of the people who will take sponsorships, they won't have that level of disclosure. They'll be like, I'm sponsored. Casey Explosion. She does a lot of indie games. She's actually a Steam curator as well. And you can go through her catalog of games that she's curated. Yeah. And, yeah, like, this is what has sort of made me lose the tiniest bit of respect for certain streamers. I'm not going to say their names. I still enjoy their content, but there are certain streamers where, like, they'll play a game and it'll say sponsored in the title, and it might even have a sponsored label on the stream somewhere. But it's, you know, if you're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right, and you've got a big thing in the corner that says sponsored by EA, and it says it in the title and all that, and I'm just like, you know, if all they're doing is singing the praises of the game and ignoring the bad, and because, you know, they do that, they'll glaringly adore the good and push the bad to the side or make fun of it, make light of it, like, oh, that's a funny bug that happened. See, you'll have tons of fun in this video's game, kids, because it's got the funny bugs in it, like that Skyrim. You know that Skyrim? Can someone write a name in chat so you can look her up? Essence of Thought. I don't know who that is. Got distracted, but you found Moodle because of his creepypasta stuff. He even wrote some creepypastas on his wiki ages ago. Oh, nice. Have a bottle of hot sauce in your room and kitchen. You got hot sauce whenever the occasion feels necessary, like Mexican food or Macca's. Nice. I think Macca's has got a Mexican burger or something on at the moment. There's a difference between that's a cute and funny little bug versus wow, that nearly crashed my game, haha, how random. And that's the thing too. Can someone just link the channel? So the one I was talking about was Casey Explosion. I believe their Twitch link is still Casey Explosion. They haven't changed. They change their Twitter name all the time. At the moment, they're Kodama Mama. I'm playing their audio. Oops. And they're pretty chill. They're pretty cool. They tend to hang out with Jim Sterling a lot. I'm envious. Hello, 25593. I'm doing well. How are you doing? One of them got a story of the month kind of award. Oh, nice. Nicely done. But yeah, in regards to the sponsorship thing, in regards to people doing that whole thing, like I can respect someone hustling to make money. You know, you got to make cash somehow. If I had the level of fame / infamy, I'd of course take sponsorships because I would like to pay my bills. Thanks. You know, drop $7.5 grand on me, Raid Shadow Legends. I'll do the stream. Let's fucking go. Give me an hour of Raid Shadow Legends for $7.5 grand. It's not that much, but that was the number that was in the email that I saw. So obviously to someone bigger than me, you know. But if the opportunity presented itself and a sponsored company came to me, I'd probably take it because I need money. But at the same time, I would need to verify with said company. It's just like, I want to be completely clear with my audience that this is a sponsored content. Even though, you know, you disclose it in the title, you legally have to say if you're doing sponsored content. So yeah, that's generally my thoughts on it. I don't have any ill will towards people that take sponsorships, but it does make me question the validity of their thoughts on the game if they talk about it critically. Because typically speaking, and you'll see this a lot with reviews, I don't think reviewers are paid off. Personally, I don't think the review industry is paid off. I do think we have a situation in the games industry where a lot of reviewers are simply giving the games the best critical reviews and scores they can. Big industry outlets like Kotaku, IGN, GameSpot. Does GameSpot still do things?
The Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation.
Batch, thank you for the host, friend. Thank you so kindly. Hey, Tig, what's going on? I'm a big cutie, thank you. But yeah, those major outlets are not paid off. I do not believe they are paid off by any stretch of the imagination, but I do believe they are giving the best outlook they possibly can to the major studios, because if they give too negative of a review, the companies are going to look at that and say, well, maybe we don't want to give you review copies again. Maybe that 7 out of 10 you gave us on the latest game we released means we won't give you a review copy of the next game we release. And this is really bad for indie reviewers, because there's a ton of indie reviewers out there. You got people like Angry Joe and all of that. Angry Joe, as far as I know, is basically blacklisted by the games industry. You know, no one's going to give Angry Joe game copies. So he buys all of his own games. And I think Ranton is probably the same. I don't know about
Welcome to the
Layman.
Rogue Room. We hope you enjoy your stay.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. How you doing? Layman Gaming and Skill Up, I'm not 100% sure.
The Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation.
Tig, thank you so kindly for the host, friend. Skill Up, I'm not sure if Skill Up... He seems like he'd probably get review copies. And Layman. Alana Pierce works in the game industry and doesn't really do reviews, I don't think. Roadkill Cosplay, I'd have to look them up. Hey Reaper, how you doing? Dislike Angry Joe, but he deserves the ability to do his job without a company going 8 out of 10 or we won't work with you. Yeah, true, but being an independent reviewer, you do... Like, for example, if I wanted to start doing game reviews tomorrow, I would invariably need to start buying my own copies of games to review them in the first place. So, that's the problem I have. You know, a lot of reviewers and people who have a large influence like Angry Joe, people who have a large platform like Angry Joe, and have a specific, like you guys are saying, honest. He's honest. He gives his genuine opinion. I don't think I've seen his Cyberpunk review. I need to check it out. It's been a while since I watched an Angry Joe video. The only video I've watched recently, aside from my own to see if they actually went up on YouTube properly, was ContraPoint's J.K. Rowling video. I don't have any... I mean, my room is pretty pink. But pink, if you want pink bits. Like, the lighting is pink. This video starts, he done fucked it up. Does he does follow-up reviews occasionally, doesn't he? If they change the game enough. Here's a thought. You wanna really see my pink bits? Here we go. Let me just there we go. Is that pink enough? I think that's pink enough. Phrasing, that's pretty pink. Lights. I got smart lights. I like to show them off. Put that back to normal. Get flipped off. There you go. Did Magic stop by and request his usual middle finger? I don't know if he did. Yeah, IGN is barely honest. They gave Jurassic World Evolution 1 out of 10 for having too many things to manage in a park management game, but gave COD 9 out of 10. This is the issue with sites like IGN. I mean, this is the thing, is IGN can afford to put out, like, IGN does the thing where they will put out good reviews of AAA games. But when it comes to, Reaper, thank you for that. When it comes to lower tier games, AA, A, you know, low shelf, whatever, they can afford to be more honest with them, which is kind of fucked up when you think about it. You know, you've got these people who are typically indie devs or smaller studios, more passion project stuff, and IGN will like go ahead and say, you know, this video, not this video, because you've just linked my video. This game is really, really good when it's just another Call of Duty game. 9 out of 10 Call of Duty. But a really good little indie game, they'll nitpick like crazy and give it a 7 out of 10. Jacksepticeye, trying to troll him. Dad died. Oh, his dad's dead. Oh, that's unfortunate. Chalky Milk. You gonna pop a Chalky Milk? Sounds good. Why do you hate your life? Anyway, Self-Care Squad, sorry I missed your message. It's worth adding your details to sites like Sission so that gaming PR people can find you easily for press releases. You used to work in digital PR and it's a good way to connect with people in the field. That is a good idea. The thing that I want, though, is I mean, realistically, news sites do this anyway, but I'd love to get on some kind of press release stuff for varying types of news, just like not just gaming stuff, because I've sort of drifted away from gaming in general, I've noticed. I have been focusing more heavily on social issues, civil issues, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Hope he and his are doing okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is the problem, I think, with being an online persona of his level. You know, this was actually, we'll go back to the ContraPoints video. I'm going to keep referencing it because I've only just seen it like last night, so it's fresh in my mind. But she mentioned in the video how, you know, people like J.K. Rowling have got better things to do than sit there and browse social media comments regarding them, right? But they're still human beings. You know, big influential people are still human beings, and they will still go on social media and they will still find people talking about them, still find... I don't doubt that Jacksepticeye will upload a video and then sit there reading his comment section for at least a little bit. You know, they might act like they don't, or some of them will say, you know, leave comments, I do read them, but you know, there's no way you're going to read 51,000 comments on a video. But all you need is a glimpse, right? All you need is to look at a bit of that video's commentary. All you need to get is like a sampling of what people are saying, and you can generally infer what everyone else is saying. 100% Sission, if you want to be on Newswise, you can dictate which topics you want to receive, but would suggest setting up a new inbox because there's a bit of spam from smaller PR teams. That's a pain. Manage with Gorkana, but try that one too. I'll keep those in mind. Thank you. Let me take a note here. I need news wires. I need news. Let's get right into the news. Not Keemstar news, though. Keemstar's a cunt. Keem cunt. How does he still have a platform? If there's anyone that should have been deplatformed by this point. Gnomestar. It's like all those people trying to call Markiplier a scammer because he kept the GoFundMe up for his extended family and lost his fucking niece like 2 years ago and wants the money to go to family still. By the way, fuck the people setting up bots to literally say, haha, your niece is dead. What a bunch of wankers. Look at the like to dislike ratio, look at some of the comments, and you get a rough idea on if the thing you're doing, tried, what have you, is good or not true. Hate how catchy Keem's intro is. Don't make me watch a Keemstar video. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna watch a Keemstar video. I've thought about it as a React content thing, but I haven't done it. Philip DeFranco's always been a go-to for you. He keeps his emotions out of it, has his own sponsor so he doesn't have to bend for anyone. Well, that's good. Yeah, Philip DeFranco strikes me as someone who's got a bit of integrity. There's one thing Keem said that you agree with. Carson's not a pedo, but he is a manipulator. I mean, from all I've heard, yes. Hello, Miserabella, how you doing? Before You Buy is good. Before You Buy does some good stuff. Yeah, I like Philly D. I get caught up with... There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to watch. But yeah, like, Carson was... as far as I recall... Yeah, 19 and 17, like that's not pedophilia even remotely. That's not even close to... That's Romeo and Juliet law shit, if it was just a typical relationship. However, the situation I heard about the Carson thing was that he was using his position to coerce the girl to send nudes and whatever else. Which is a bad thing. Is a very bad thing. It's called grooming. Now, Before You Buy is great. You'd love to see Let's Plays, Twitch, cast, stuff like that. Early reviews are typically rough. True. I generally speaking... This is why I like Angry Joe's reviews, is because they sometimes come out weeks or months after the game has come out, and it's just content about the game. It's a person's objective opinion. Or subjective opinion, sorry. You know, it's an actual... Rather than... This has been a bit of discourse that's come up recently. About the idea of, you know, with regards to... Hello, Jacinta, how you doing? It's like YouTubers get a tiny bit of clout and they immediately become predators. That's a general thing with fame, I think. You'll find a lot of dodgy people in fame in general. We were talking about
Welcome
reviews.
To the Rogue Room.
Toxic Man,
Hope
welcome
you
to the Rogue
enjoy
Room.
your stay.
Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. They were predators before they became famous, yes. This is... Okay, I had a point that I was going to make about the Twitch casts and Let's Plays and all that, but we'll come back around to that. The people who become predators after being famous. People who become predators after being famous already had that mindset built in. And they are people who oftentimes have not had much success in the realm of pursuing a partner. And if they... This is what's really bizarre, you know. These are people who become famous. They become famous for a reason, obviously. And they're able to build up a relatable audience, probably of people very similar to them. And I don't think it's necessarily their fault that they generally are generally like undateables, so to speak. You'll notice a lot of these predator YouTuber types and so on and so forth. They're pretty weird in a broad sense, especially the predator ones. They tend to appeal to, you know, the nerdy virgin gamer sort of archetype, right? That's the appeal. And as a result, you know, they develop a big audience of people that feel and think like them. They get famous. That audience starts to spread beyond their initial crowd. And they start bringing in people from all walks of life. And all of a sudden, you've got people hitting you up, trying to make a connection on a deeper level, perhaps. This is, you know, another one of the major issues with the parasocial situation. For example, as for those of you who are out of the loop, a parasocial relationship is where, for example, there is someone who is famous or what have you, and a fan of theirs with no actual connection to them develops an obsession, develops this connection to them, and it's especially dangerous with streamers because we are constantly interacting. I'm constantly interacting with you folks. So when I read your messages and I make that connection with you, it's that much deeper than if I release a YouTube video and you watch that. But for example, in the Call Me Carson sort of situation, if you have those folks, if you have someone who is a caster or a YouTuber or whatever who is otherwise a forever alone type, again, I don't think that's necessarily their fault. There's a lot of issues at play that lead someone to feel like they are undateable, that they can't find a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever else. And if they get that bit of fame and they find out that there are people in their community that have that parasocial connection to them, they can seek those people out and very easily manipulate them, because that person who's got that crush almost They are that much more manipulable, especially if they are younger. And unfortunately, the situation is that, you know, these people are going to... they're going to use that age thing to their advantage. And when you get famous enough, and Carson is huge. Call Me Carson has got millions, as far as I know, of subscribers. He's massive. Makes a ton of money. 3.06 million subscribers on YouTube. And I think is he on Twitch? I think he's on Twitch. I believe. Nope. 183 followers. I don't think that's him. At any rate, he's got close to 1 million Twitter followers. He's huge. So he's lost hundreds of thousands. Good lord. Not surprising. So the situation with that kind of thing is psychologically they can manipulate these people very easily because those people have already got this dreamy idea of what their favorite creator is. And at first, as someone who has been manipulated, not to this level, but I have been manipulated by somebody who I was infatuated with. What you don't see the abuse when it's happening. It's only after the fact, once you've had time to reflect and you've broken away from it, that you begin to realize. And that's particularly dangerous because some people can get stuck in these abusive situations where it's much harder to get out. And other people can see it. Other people can see abusive relationships happening.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Self-Care Squad.
We hope you enjoy your stay.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. Sit down, grab a drink, and continue to chill out with us. What have I missed? The whole Carson situation was more on the legality rather than the morality argument. Morally fucked, legality fine. Yeah. Like, the manipulation thing is a huge point. Toxic! Thank you so kindly for hydrating me. I needed it. So, it enlightened me what the pyrocynical situation is, because I have heard the name thrown around, and I have not actually enlightened myself as yet. The problem is when you're a popular figure, more people have an opinion on it. That ranges from legal situations all the way to, like, dislike The Last of Us 2. I like to... Yeah, true. I have not played that one yet, actually. Gotta save up 3 million channel points. Posture Jack, thank you. My posture is shit. My posture has been shit. Let's stand up for a sec, actually. This is what I want to do. This is what I really want to do. I'm really hoping, sometime in the future... Let's try something here for a minute. Let's try something weird. Right. This is a bit unusual because my camera is, my ring light is aiming down, but my camera is going to be like... there. Remember? Stand up. Stretch out a bit. Like, I would love to have... Oh, did you hear that? Keep posing. Oh my goodness. I would love to have a standing desk. This is my goal, is to be kind of like here like this. That was a crack, that was loud. My goal would be to have a standing desk and have my camera set up kind of like this. Maybe my microphone a little bit closer to my face. The microphone needs to be close to the face. But by just putting crunch hours, asserting feminine dominance, I'm trying to be like... This outfit is kind of vaguely similar to massive TD Resident Evil Village Lady. Lady Dimitrescu. I have not played any Resident Evil game. But I think that may be the one that coerces me. Because of large breasts. That's it. This is a bit too low. At the very least. Fix my hair in my mouth. I was interested by the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, though. Those did look good. They do look very fun, in terms of their mechanics. Very Dead Space, very Resident Evil 4. Like, I liked Dead Space, so I think I'd like Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake. Big goth titty GF. RE2 remake was great, 3 is very mixed. That's what I've heard, because they added a multiplayer mode, and 3 is also very short. Which, as far as I recall, is faithful to the original. I'm so squeaky tonight. It's my mic stand. I'm very squeaky and very creaky. I crack and all that. Anyway, at the very least. Multiplayer mode was shit, unsurprisingly. Like, why would you try to put in... They're doing another Resident Evil multiplayer mode. I think it's a battle royale, if I'm not mistaken. Your chat froze, that's not good. Yes, I do want to vandalize a police station. How do you know? Oh, can I fix my hair up? It's annoying the shit out of me, dude. Warm the chat up. Warm it up. Yes, I do want to vandalize cop stations. Fuck them pigs. Yeah, I don't know why they've decided a battle royale style Resident Evil game was in anyone's best interest. Fuck 12 ACAB. I still can't get over that Judy Hopps Nendoroid. The Judy Hopps Nendoroid, number 1312. It's fucking hilarious. What is it? Yeah, this is fucking amazing, dude. This is absolutely amazing. I kind of want to get it, honestly, but it's $62. Zootopia Nendoroid number 1312. Judy Hopps. I liked that movie. I liked her as a character. That was a good movie. After we get actually like, yes, please straighten my hair. I would love to have that. I had it curled by Beck, but I haven't had it straightened yet. I need to try that. The RE3 mode was 4v1 with strategy element. The RE8 online mode is like team deathmatch. Love to see leftist streamers become more prominent on Twitch. That's an interesting thing, actually. I've heard both on Twitch and YouTube. Thinking of streaming politics? Do it. Absolutely do it. 62 for any kind of figure is way too much. Can I confess something? We'll come back around to the leftist streamer thing because I want to talk on that topic shortly. But I need to confess a sin that I committed a little while ago. Do you remember when the Overwatch pop lineup first started out? There were only 6 of them. I believe Tracer was one. There were 6 specific pop vinyls. If I'm not mistaken, it was 6 or 7. And the 7th one was Pharah, who was exclusive to the Blizzard Online store. And I had the other ones. I had all the other ones. Yeah, Tracer, Winston, they're all in a box now. But Pharah was exclusive to the Battle.net store. I missed the sales on them. And my then partner and I decided, because I had been collecting all the other ones, we'd go on eBay and pay $100 to get Pharah. Good night, everybody. I will never live that down. The stupid piece of plastic. I have now got so many of the fucking things, and they're sitting in a box just over there, underneath my Is my other camera working yet? Nope, my other camera's still fucked. I can't even turn that around and show you. I've just got a box full of my Overwatch pop vinyls and my Disney Infinity figure collection, my Marvel superheroes, of which I'm only missing like 2 or 3. It's under everything. It's like, you know what? I can probably hang on. Blizzard is cringe. I mean, I didn't buy it from Blizzard directly, but I was going to if it was available on the site. This was back when I actually liked them as a company. It was a piece of plastic I really wanted. True. eBay's not the problem. Spending $100 on the cunt is. Alright, give me a second. If I can find her in here. Hey, look! Attack helicopter! That's a funny joke, right? I have so much garbage Good gravy. Got muscle, babe. Where are you, Farrah, you bitch? Angry bitch. Angry Egyptian bitch. I don't think she's really angry. Actually. Oh yeah. 1, 2 traces, special edition ones. And the original sitting around somewhere. Go away, attack helicopter. Fuck. Alright. Farrah, $100 of plastic. There you go. That's what I wasted money on eBay. Because it wasn't available on the Blizzard store. You bought the Fallout 76 special edition with the what's it called? The helmet? I mean, I didn't buy the Fallout 76 special edition, but if you look up there, you can see that I have the underneath the skeleton dragon, that box there is the Pip-Boy from Fallout 4, which I still think that's fucking cool. I actually, funny story, I ordered that, and regret out of 10 on Farrah? Not so much. I don't regret her too much, because Farrah is like my favorite character in Overwatch. I don't play it anymore, but she is my favorite, so I'll give her the bit. I mean, my favorite of the original lineup. I think Sombra kind of overtook her. Why do people... I don't know why people call me the N-word. Like, what? Good day, Dan David. How you doing? Ana's nice. Ana's cool. I've got Ana, I think. There isn't... Oh, maybe not. I don't think there is an Ana pop. Is there? No, yeah, I do have her. I think. You're a cis-pan white male who is a leftist, no longer a cis-het white boy alt-light kid. Well, good. I was definitely an alt-light kid before a lot of things. There was definitely a point where I was skewing down the alt-right pipeline. And I'm glad I got out of it. Because you don't realize it. The thing is, you don't see it. But yeah, honestly, of the things that I have purchased over the years, I regret very few of these. Guess what? What? You have a Junkrat pop. I've got Junkrat. I've got a Junkrat. I've got the regular Junkrat. I like Junkrat. He's cool. This is the thing about Overwatch, is like, it's a colourful, fun cast of characters. And I enjoy the game itself and the concept, but I can't stand Blizzard anymore. I have to give up on Blizzard. What helped me turn back? Introspection. Now, 33 hours into your mission to quit nicotine. That's fucking awesome. Can we get a round of applause for Rena? Very well done. I'm wishing you the absolute best in your nicotine-free journey. Yeah, what do I think helped turn me back from the alt-right path? People like to go to the LGBTQ yeah, they do. Troll. Put some effort in if you're gonna troll, please. Call me a tranny faggot or something. Like, why are you calling me the N-word? At least get the slurs right. You know, there are at least 2 that apply to me. If you really want to go hard, you can call me a retard as well. You fucking morons. At least make the trolling unique. Call me a washing machine. Tell me to get back in the kitchen. We shouldn't be encouraging the use of these words, by the way. I'll get myself banned on the platform and have to move to YouTube. Something about a sandwich? Yeah, get back in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, bitch. You know what? Call me a big bull seal. You eventually just skewed to being a centrist, then you saw Destiny, Volsh, Xanderhol, ContraPoints. I think ContraPoints may have been a factor of skewing me. Like, you want my mug? It's a good mug, isn't it? It's a lovely mug. I've had this for years. I am absolutely terrified of breaking this thing. I love it. It's my life. If I lose it, I will die. It's really sturdy make. Gets a lot of use. But yeah, I think for a long time, it was a circumstance for me personally, the alt-right thing, or nearly alt-right thing. I was one of those people, big bull seal. I need to make that a soundbite and use that. I don't use soundbites often, but if I do, I need to use big bull seal for something. Or Angry Joe, you done fucked it up. Like, okay, so I was one of those people, right? White. I hate referring to myself in the past tense, but I gotta be honest with you. For the longest time, for 31 something years, I presented as a man. I presented as a boy. I presented as a male. Even though I wasn't, even though I knew deep down. I do know that that's Liz. I do know that's Liz. Hello, Liz. Despite all of that, there was definitely a period, I think, largely influenced by that partner I mentioned earlier. The one that I bought Farah with. Because we were together for a long time. I think it was just a factor of her friends and family. We're all white people. And all of those white people were not political types. Howdy, Azera. Welcome in. How you doing? Yeah, the issue, of course, being around white folks who are just like, oh, I'm not political. I don't care about the politics. I don't care about politics at all. And that bleeds in, like, when you're surrounded by those people all the time, it bleeds into your mindset. And honestly, I'm going to say this. You had a moment in this vein the other day at work, dude named Richard. His dad's name's Richard, and his grandpa, you came from a long line of dicks. Bet you like those dicks, huh? Maybe I do. What's it to you? The only part of Rosa Dawn that's good is Big Bull Seal. Code for conservative, yes. The worst thing your family did was making politics, religion, and football non-talkable topics. Well, I agree on the football, at least. But yeah, one of the big things, I think, personally, and I think this happened to a lot of people that skewed down the alt-right pipeline. I personally believe that the atheism subreddit, and subreddits like Tumblr in Action, and Fat People Hate, and there were a number of these that were very, very popular on Reddit right around 2012 through 2016-ish. Reddit eventually shut them down because they were... I think atheism is still on there, but I think in particular, and this is as somebody who is a staunch atheist, absolutely do not believe in any deity in any way, shape, or form. But I do believe there were a lot of people in that atheism subreddit who were explicitly edgelords. Outright edgelords, and just used atheism as a front. Now, they might have changed their religious perspectives, I don't know, nor care. But I think that edgy attitude that they had makes them susceptible to certain ideas that they're just like, well, we're being edgy about religion. Let's go be edgy about fat people. Let's go be edgy about queer people. Let's go be edgy about the pronouns types. Let's go be edgy about whatever else. Let's go be edgy about the black crime stats. And all of that stuff, all that joking, they're all treating it like jokes. You could joke about anything, South Park does it. As long as someone finds it funny, it's comedy, right? Like, that's the way they treat it. They treat these topics as dismissible as jokes. Not realizing the implication, not realizing the power those words carry, not realizing how much damage they can do by spreading those ideas. Because those jokes gradually turn into thought processes that you genuinely believe in. And I think I was definitely skewing down that road. There was a while there where I was absolutely a fat-phobic person. As someone who was dating a morbidly obese woman at the time. Don't ask me how the logic there worked. But I've since come back from the brink of those ideas, and I think if things hadn't changed, I may not have come out. I might have severely repressed my gender identity. I think I did for a while there, because I did make fun of pronouns types. Oh, haha, blue hair SJWs with Jim pronouns. I had that issue. And the thing is, I have been I'm gonna state this for the record. I've been trans since I was like 15. I've mentioned this before. Been trans for a long time, but I suppressed it. I pushed it down because I wanted to be normal. And normal in this situation, thank you, Reaper. Normal in this situation became everyone that I was surrounded by, which, this is the thing, largely became the ex's family and the ex's friends. So I spent less and less time around my own family who were able to bring me back from those toxic viewpoints, because I come from a very feminist household, a very I was going to say socialist household. I think generally speaking, the viewpoints of my family are pretty socialist. I've had a distinctly feminist upbringing, and that family that I got entwined with had a very, very conservative view of most things. They'd make fun of the she-males. For example, they went to Thailand and they would, oh, we went and we saw the she-males! Looking back on it now, and the thing is, they would have these discussions. They would joke about Aboriginals. They would joke about Asians. They would joke about anything that didn't fit their conservative worldview that they explicitly said, we're not political, but there were always moments in those conversations when I'm surrounded by these family members that made me explicitly uncomfortable being around them. And I wasn't certain what that discomfort exactly was. It was just they would talk about this topic or that topic or that topic. And I think always in the back of my head, I always knew it's like, these people are not my people. It was always this... And, you start to relate to these kinds of folks. You try to fit in. And this comes back to the Solomon Asch test. You're surrounded by people who think one way, and in order to fit in, you change your viewpoint so that they don't gang up on you. So you don't become a victim. You're not political, but I'm going to stop you right there. Exactly. How did you tell you were trans? Had minor dysphoric thoughts, but at what point did you know? Well, I knew once I started looking up, and I started having severe nightmares and thoughts of doubting my identity as a kid. And then I think I started discovering transgender creators and non-binary creators earlier last year. That gave me that little push that had been hiding in the background for the longest time. Excuse me. And it was just a massive... Like, this is the important thing about representation. This is the major thing about representation. Is that if you see people that are like you, it can, like, say, for example, if you are someone who is having dysphoric thoughts, if you are someone who is having these concepts in your head that you don't quite understand, seeing people that are like you can wake you up. And, or at least if you are, like, if you're in the closet or something like that, representation is huge. Massive. And it's really baffling when you see people go on and on about how, all this representation is just woke culture and they're just pandering. It's like, but it's still important. Even if Disney is going to pander to trans folks by making a trans Jedi, it's still hugely important that one of the biggest franchises in the world would feature somebody that's like them. It means so much. You think of it as something your sibling is seriously... If you think of it as something your sibling is seriously concerned about, don't touch those subjects. There are lines, and if you are unsure about where those lines are, don't even check, just avoid the subject altogether. That's an idea, yes. Can you say on the subject of almost going down alt-right paths, you veered very close to the incel path a few times? So did I. Honestly, so did I. Understand the starting step emotions that lead to it, but it just leads to such toxicity. This is why demeaning those people is not really the best way to go about it. Really awesome that you are able to find like-minded people online. It has been so good. I've met so many really awesome people, in the streaming community especially, that are so welcoming and so warm. It's just incredible. Raising your daughter to accept everyone. Don't know why you wouldn't, to be honest. You're also very leftist. She's growing into the sweetest, most accepting little human. That's good. Tenon came out as gay last year. Oh, that's so sweet. Found an option for non-binary in a game last night. That's awesome. And trans people had terrible representation. Most you all got were serial killers who were called transsexual, such as Buffalo Bill, the Kill from Psycho, and Rocky Horror Show. Exactly. Like, the trans representation has been dismal. And, like, the thing that I like to bring up is the sitcom situation. Anytime there's a trans character in a sitcom, it's always a girl. And it's always a situation of the main character's like, oh, I'm going to meet this friend that I had in college. They're stopping back into town, and I'm gonna meet them up for drinks at the bar. And they go to the bar, and there's this hot chick at the bar, this banging hot chick at the bar, and the main guy goes over and talks to her. This has happened in so many shows, dude. So many sitcoms. He goes over and he talks to her. This is a trope like fucking crazy. And they start talking, they start hitting it off, and then she goes, main character, it's me, Jeremy. No trans woman is going to refer to themselves like that, first and foremost. And they're not going to lead you on either. If you meet up with an old friend and you've transitioned since, you'd make it known. You know, you'd make that point known. It's such a fucking dumb trope. I hate it so bad. And that's another bad representation of trans people. Especially considering, unfortunately, as much as I dislike Rose of Dawn, she's a bit of a dickhead. She does have a point. There is a significant situation with a lot of trans women. The big bull seal moment. You know, a lot of trans folks do go through, a lot of trans women folks, I would dare say, tend to go through that unless they start their HRT and all that very young, which I wish I had. Hang on. My nose is itchy and I can't... Fuck. Chandler's dad in Friends was also not good? Yeah, that was a weird one. Reminds me of that meme you saw of that one pilot going, what country is this flag from? Why are all the hot girls from there? I love that one though. I think Cartman's mother in South Park was also a weird transsexual character where like she was born a male and then had sex reassignment surgery to be a female and got impregnated with her own semen to give birth to Cartman. I believe that was a storyline. At one point, you were looking at the Britain First website. When they would cut down on Muslim grooming in the UK, thought it was alright. Didn't think much of it. Then a few days later, they started doing Christian patrols, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's how it starts. She was meant to be born as intersex. There you go. Ben Shapiro was the guy. Oh yeah. Yeah, Cartman's mother was a hermaphrodite or something along those lines. So not really trans, but sort of dips into the same territory. Quagmire's dad from Family Guy. I'll have to look that one up. I sort of stopped watching Family. I didn't really ever watch much of it. I think Family Guy and American Dad and all that have some fun humor in them, but generally speaking, they just veer too heavily into the haha, this is offensive laugh. It's annoying, and too many cutaway gags. Get sick of those. The Simpsons has actually had quite a bit of transphobia in it too. Do you remember the episode where Patty or Selma, I forget which one of them is the lesbian. They're twins. How the hell am I supposed to know? One of them falls in love with a woman, and it turns out that woman, this comes back to that same old Buffalo Bill trope. Patty, there you go. She's going to marry this woman, and Marge walks past the bathroom and sees the woman shaving her face. It's a man, and he's singing Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith to really hammer in the point home that this is a man who is trying to prey on lesbian women, which is another talking point that the TERFs like to use. Welcome back, Ren. My number one sub gifter with 13 gifted subs, you fucking legend. Can I... Well, I'll hydrate, yeah. My water's now over on the bin. Hydration good. Reaper. There you go. Brendo. Oh! No, not that one. And Ren. There you are. I would go the alternate camera, but it's not fucking working! Someone explain to me why my Logitech C922 over here is a black screen? I don't know why it's broken. And midnight. There you go, lovely. Bang. Boom. Straight to the moon. Just looked it up. There you go. The one that marries everyone and adopts the baby. Bin water. Lovely. Posture check. I need that. I really need the posture check because my legs have been killing me since Monday. It's Thursday now. I'm really bad with my postures. I did put a 5-minute interval on. Because people would spam hydrates and it was like, stop that. Oh, okay. So yeah, my posture is bad. I did leg day on Monday. And I did squats. And I got... So, say this is your legs. This is what we call parallel. So your feet are down here and you're parallel squatting. I got down like this. For 25 reps, basically. 5 sets of 5 reps. On only 50 kilos, but I got below parallel. And it fucking canes. It has done for the last few days now. So getting that depth in there is good for muscle growth, but Jesus fucking Christ. Let me look this up. Smithers is trans, really? Is openly gay, we knew that. Must have buns of steel. It hurts to sit down sometimes. Hinted to be transgender, here we go. Waylon Smithers hinted at possibly being transgender when Marge was selling prescription medication at a garage sale, and he bought bottles of estrogen for a friend who's trapped in the body of another friend. He also hints at transgender tendencies in When You Dish Upon a Star, when he asked Kim Basinger where to get the red pumps similar to those her character wears in LA Confidential, and also in Weekend at Burnsies, where Smithers, while stoned from smoking a joint of marijuana in order to allow Homer to keep his vow of not using marijuana after quitting it, proceeded to dress up as Judy Garland and suggested that Homer dress up as Mickey Rooney before realizing Homer noted that the latter was of 60 Minutes fame that Mr. Burns had been gone for over an hour, far too long regarding his bath. Although not a true hint, the end credits of Dial N for Nerder had among the cast Smithers dressed up in drag as the wife of Mr. Burns. In Frink Gets Testy, when Jonathan Frink searches for Bart's file, Smithers' file is seen where it also says soon to be Wanda. There's that. Yeah, hinted doesn't mean anything. Reaper, thank you so much for dropping the Discord and the socials if you guys are not already in the Discord. Get in there. I've been thinking. DM tonight or tomorrow. Sounds good, sounds good. Martin Prince is trans. In Holidays of Future Past, adult Lisa gets a Facebook-like friend request from adult Martin Prince, known as Marsha Princess, before he turned back into a man named Martin Prince. I get the suspicion that no one on the Simpsons writing cast has ever met an actual trans person. This tends to be the case with these things. They don't actually know anything the fuck they're talking about. They just tend to write. This is the problem with not doing your research, I suppose. And this is an issue I have with my video essays, is I really want to do my research to make sure the points that I'm making are really valid and not just rambling bullshit based on personal biases and experience. As good as personal biases and experience can be, I would like to know exactly what I'm talking about when I make video essays. And it's the same thing with fiction. If you're writing fiction, it helps to have experience and knowledge and, information. Actual information. Helen Lovejoy is also trans. Goodness me. Are these like, yeah, they're hinted at? Hang on. I think I saw simps, not simps. Hinted to be transgender. Judge Constance Harm indicates she was assigned male at birth. You remind me of me when I was a little boy. That was pretty blatant. Brunella Pommelhorst said she would come back to Springfield Elementary as a man, but then decided to not go through with the surgery and is still a woman. Stan Lorena, Helen Lovejoy's cousin who is assigned male at birth but transitioned to a female at some point in her life. Look at this shit though. Like, this is so fucking irritating. This is their representation of trans women. They go out of their way to make them look like men in drag. That's what they fucking do, dude. Abby saw simps You guys are right there, exactly, Rena. Joe Biden took the ban off transgenders being in the army. Thank goodness. The fact that there was ever a ban in the first place is truly amazingly ridiculous. It's true. Hello, Zinky. How you doing? Comic book guy is gay. Oh yeah, comic book guy is gay. Oh, comic book gay. That's right. Yeah, no, not comic book guy. He's not gay. Comic book gay is another character. Which is, he likes certain kinds of comics. Oh my god, dude. You know what? I'm going to say this right now. This is the problem with having... We'll come back to the Joe Biden thing in a sec. This is the problem with having a show like The Simpsons, where you are constantly churning out episodes. They still put out like, what, 20, 25 episodes a season? So that's, arguably, ideally, an episode every 2 weeks. So they have to get that episode out. They have to get an episode done every 2 weeks. I mean, I think they'd have different writing and animation teams, of course. The Simpsons is a big enough show that they could afford multiple teams working on this. But, they'll scrape the bottom of the barrel to get their jokes. They know what's going to get a quick laugh. So it's kind of like, just do whatever. Just do whatever. Just don't make it too offensive. Just make it offensive enough that people are like, ah ha 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 ha, yeah. Represented more as a cross-dresser. Do you mean the trans person? Stan Lorena, this one. Is that what you mean? Yeah, represented more as a cross-dresser. More of a, very typically, and like the name Stan Lorena. Like, that's not a name. What's Frank Simpson as well? This is another one. This is a particularly bad one. Cousin Francine, aka Mother Shabubu, formerly Frank, mentioned in the episode Lisa's first word while discussing the possibility of moving from their small apartment due to lack of space because of the arrival of Lisa. Homer says that Lisa can have Bart's room and Bart will sleep with them until he is 21. Marge asks, wouldn't that warp him? And Homer replies, my cousin Frank did it and he was fine. To which Marge replies, you don't have a cousin Frank. Homer continues to explain that he became Francine back in 76. Then he joined that cult. I think his name is Mother Shabubu now. Like, that's just tedious. That's dumb. That's incredibly fucking dumb. So, indicating in that circumstance that transgender people are such, inferring that trans people are such because they had a warped childhood, because they slept in their parents' bed until they were adults, shit like that. It's very, very demeaning and dehumanizing. Dark humor among your friends is fine. Doing that in public is another thing entirely. Dark humor has to be clever to be funny. Yeah, true. And this is, again, we're going to bring up ContraPoints again. Watch The Darkness by ContraPoints. She goes into a lot of detail about how humor coming from experience is better than humor coming from just observation. If all you're doing is observing a group of people and then making your baseless assumptions on how you perceive them without having the experience of what that person has gone through, what that group of people have gone through, or whatever, then your humor is going to feel hollow and shallow and informed by a lack of fact. Simpsons just uses the neoliberal version of representation for jokes, yeah. There's a reason I stopped watching it a long time ago, and that's because I don't like to watch TV shows. It has nothing to do with the representation thing, I just literally don't like watching TV shows. But if I had any morals and ethics, it probably would have been the representation thing. You're working through a J.K. Rowling video. Neolibs! I'm getting, questionable feelings about the term libtard nowadays, especially because of the whole me going off on ableism thing. The acceptable slur, for anyone who missed that particular part of stream, that was a really good chat that we had. There's a video on my channel now that I just put up today called The Acceptable Slur Mental Illness, which talks about the fact that some people still use, phrases like retarded and mentally ill and all of that as insults, completely dismissing the lived experience of mentally ill people. Who oftentimes, I'm genuinely of the belief that most people in some way, shape or form experience some degree of mental illness. I feel like in the society we live in, it's virtually impossible not to. But anywho, only shows you like watching is Mandalorian and Attack on Titan. Daredevil is fucking good.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Callum
we hope
Marble.
you enjoy your stay.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Callum Marhole, sorry. How you doing? Sit down, grab a drink and chill out with us. Good morning, Jelly. What's going on? Daredevil, I watched seasons 1 and 2 of that. I didn't watch the third. I didn't watch Defenders. I watched half of Luke Cage. Did watch all of the first season of Jessica Jones, which was amazing. I really need to catch up on the entire Netflix series of Marvel shows because there was some fucking good shit in there. Hello, Jack. How you doing, dude? Everyone suffers mental illness in some way, shape, or form. I'm not a psychologist. I can't verifiably state this, but I just genuinely believe, based on observation, again, observation, every single person I've met in my entire life has had something wrong with them. And I know that's a very small compartmentalization of the human condition. That's not really a representative of the whole, but I just refuse to believe that everyone is... I refuse to believe there is a single mentally healthy person out there. Actually mentally healthy. Thank you for the hydration, Callum. You don't know very many people, but you have to ask. Your friends don't tend to go from like Danielle to Danielle. They tend to pick something unique. Is that common? Because like every show you see, they keep their names similar like that. I've heard of that. Honestly, I considered changing one letter in my name, my dead name, because it would look more feminine. But I decided against it. I decided to go with something as far from that name as I could, because I didn't like it. I didn't like the idea of continuing to be called that. Oh, what am I doing? I'm opening up a tab. I'm supposed to be typing a poll in chat. Hang on. What is it? Let me get the...
The Rogue Room
There we go, hang on.
appreciates your recommendation.
Jelly, thank you so kindly for the host. There we go. There's your poll. Oh, no! I can't do it. I can't do it. It doesn't let me. Motherfucker. Hold up. I've got an idea. Let's try this. Hang on. There you go. My beaches. Gonna add me to auto host list? Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, you can see the pages I routinely use there. Food and fitness. Lucky. Oh, why have I got this ABC careers thing? I didn't get that job. I'll tell you right now. I didn't get the ABC presenting job. Oh, shocking. The job that was... I've tried doing my username and stuff in polls as well. It's weird, certain parts of the website I can set my title to have fuck in it, but I can't set my alert that goes out to people to say fuck in it. And like if I put up a poll, obviously it can't have swear words in it. It's really bizarre that how certain parts of the input on Twitch doesn't what's the phrase I'm looking for? I forget. It's really confusing. Twitch is really poorly laid out. I'm just curious. Again, that varies from person to person. Yeah, true. You eat hot sauce with a spoon, Autumn. By the way, sorry, I did see you there. We got distracted as all hell. How are you doing? Student psychologist, as in studying psych in uni current. That's cool. Mental illness is inescapable. It will always affect your life in some capacity. There you go. That comes around. That can sort of cycle back around to the management theory of influence thing that I like to bring up, or circle of influence theory, I should say. You know, if you're in a managerial role, the more people
Welcome
you
to
know.
The Rogue Room. We
Fish,
hope you enjoy
welcome
your
to
stay.
the Rogue Room. Sit down, chill out, and have a drink with us. Yep, that's how it goes. How you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, the circle of influence thing is like, you know, in management, you manage so many people, however many people, and all of their problems become your problems. And as a result, you know, you get affected by if someone on your team has mental illness of some sort. There we go. You have decided I am a pretty beach. Fantastic. Only some parts of me online can have fuck in it. I know. Don't think having or not having depression changes your neuroatypicalness. No, true. I think this is why I dislike the term neurotypical, honestly, or neurodivergent. Because, realistically speaking, everyone is neurodivergent. No two people have the same brain. No two people have the same psychology. And, inevitably, like we've been going over, people are going to have differing degrees of mental health issues. That's just a fact of life. But I suppose in terms of autism, which is where the term largely stems from. Autism having a very specific set of symptoms. Even though those symptoms are on a spectrum, there's a lot of different types of autism. Neurotypical, generally speaking, refers to people who are not autistic. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, I was going to take a quick be right back, because we've been going for about an hour and a half-ish. Just over. I've been taking my breaks at the 90-minute mark, generally speaking, even though it's an hour and 45, but the first 10 minutes are intro, so they don't count. And we'll be back very shortly. Don't go away. Just a 5-minute break. I need to pee, which is really difficult because I'm wearing a fucking romper. I thought it was a dress. Alright, I thought it was a fucking dress. We'll be right back. I'm not going to change the romper because I love it. Alright, it's gorgeous. What was I saying? What was I reading? Okay, you always have to pee. I have such a bladder problem. After getting on the drugs, after getting on all these drugs that I'm on. I'm on so many drugs. Good night, Azera. I'm sorry I missed you. Have a good one. Why do I need to pee so much? Masquerade. I like masquerade balls. I actually have a masquerade mask around somewhere once. I went to a shop and there's a couple of like these cheap shops and they have these little really dodgy fake masquerade masks made of cardboard. Yeah, people keep making me hydrate. And I'm drinking too. I've got the rest of my wine here in a tumbler glass. Because as you might have imagined, if you saw my Twitter post today, another wine glass. That's 4 of them now. Smashed. Ridiculous. So we're sticking with the tumblers because the wall on this is thick as fuck, and if I drop it, it's unlikely that I'm gonna fucking smash it. Almost out of data. Wi-Fi is glitchy. Wishing you luck. Wishing you luck. You like the hold music? This is Harris Heller's Stream Beats Lo-Fi. It's really chill. I like it. I like this. This suits the stream, I think. On the spectrum yourself, you've made a lot of progression in becoming more neurotypical. Sounds dumb, but shrooms has definitely helped a lot with that, you think? Well, there you go. I mean, the goal, unfortunately, I think there's a bit of a situation with autistic people where they feel compelled to go out of their way to satisfy everybody else's desire to be normal, to be neurotypical. And we should not be ashamed of the fact that we are autistic, nor should we feel that we should have to change for everybody else's standards. We shouldn't have to change for society's standards of what a person is. But there is a lot of social pressure to become like everybody else, to fit in. It's not just the social pressure, but the self-doubt as well. You know, when you are especially severely autistic, you see how other people think and act, and you think to yourself, why am I not like them? And I've had that issue for most of my life. I think it's only in recent years that I've really come into my own.
We hope you enjoy your stay.
Unsugared Sugar, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us, friend. Hope you're doing well. Stardew or Minecraft? Well, yeah, we'll run this poll. This is a good one. I hope you're doing well, Sugar. Not Raid. Why do I immediately go to Raid? Goodness me. Stardew or Minecraft? What do you guys like in terms of videos game? You like Stardew Valley or do you like Minecraft? If you're happy and you know it, flap your hands. That's actually that's an interesting thing that you bring that up. I've noticed. There tends to be a trend, a really disturbing trend, towards infantilizing and almost making autistic girls out to be this attractive, cutesy, like, oh, she's got little quirks thing about her autism. And then autistic guys are like, remember when Donald Trump made fun of the reporter? Remember that thing? That's how they make fun of autistic guys. Really, really bizarre. Urinator. Is there actually a streamer called Urinator? I have not actually played Animal Crossing at all. My daughter has it, but I explicitly refuse to buy it and play it for my own Switch because of the fact that you need to buy an entirely new system to get your own island in Animal Crossing. That's ridiculous to me. The fact that you can have multiple profiles on a system, yet only one actual save file is ridiculous. I've got 2 kids. I've got a son and a daughter. Never played Stardew or Minecraft. I can highly recommend the both of them, quite frankly. But yeah, that happy, flappy hands thing, that becomes a thing that's like, oh, autistic girls doing the flappy hands thing. Like they say that's so cute. So yeah, your son fucks up your island all the time. I hope he's doing well. But yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is if what was I gonna say? That's the unfortunate thing about Animal Crossing is they specifically designed it as a system seller, and I don't agree with it. So I'm just gonna not touch it. Maybe like down the line, if I have some spare cash, I might pick up a copy because I do still have a Switch. Rena, there you go. But I think my daughter has put Animal Crossing in there and set up an island. There we go. Minecraft wins with 7 fucking votes. Jesus Christ. So I'm imagining only 1 or 2 votes went to Stardew. Stardew's good. You guys should play it. Reba, there you go. Stardew is amazing. I am going to stream it again soon. But yeah, the issue with Animal Crossing, of course, is that whole save file thing. So I'm avoiding playing it. Also, I want to check something really quickly. So I'm looking like here. How does this look? Because I'm considering I have a TV in my wardrobe over there. It's not being used. And I'm considering, once I get a better desk set up, putting a TV behind my monitors and hooking it up to my PC. Or maybe getting another monitor, but I can't really afford that. A bigger monitor for gaming specifically. And I'm thinking, like, if I put it there, or if I put a TV there that I could hook consoles up to, that'd be a good idea, I think, for gaming streams if we ever get around to it. I don't know. Will my kids ever make an appearance? Probably not. I don't like the idea of having them on stream. I think, we've already got the situation of trolls coming in being assholes about LGBTQ stuff. I would really rather not have people come in making comments about my kids. You think Jeffrey Epstein would like Animal Crossing? Privacy is a big deal, yeah. I'll talk about them casually on an throwaway line here and there, but I don't like the idea of them being on stream. And this is the thing that sucks, is like my daughter knows I stream, she knows I make YouTube videos, and she's now, got the inspiration to want to do that kind of stuff. She likes the idea of being a content creator, and I would like to push her to try it when she's a bit older. I don't want her to start doing that at 8 years of age. That's too dangerous. But maybe when she's 13, and she can actually make her own YouTube channel and Twitch channel or whatever else, if the systems change in the next 5 years. I'd like her to, have her own footing. If she wants to do that. Yeah, she's the oldest. I've got a son who's 4. So she'll be 9 this year, and he'll be 5 this year. Which is, yeah, exciting. He'll be going to school soon. She's already in school. That's, yeah, that whole thing. You're picturing 10-ish? Yeah. It's funny because, I never wanted to be a parent, but here we are. It's funny, I've talked myself out of being trans originally. Back when I was, 15 and all that. I keep using 15 as a general marker. I don't know the exact age I was when I was looking into it. I do like whammons. Whatever that, that label means for me. What was I saying? I've forgotten now. Yeah, it seems like, I've tried to talk myself out of a few things throughout my life. Transitioning, being a parent, ever having a real job. I went and did that shit. It all ends up cycling around anyway, though. Ladies. Yeah, I think that makes me a lesbian, technically. But there's also the situation of zero sex drive. Here's my sex drive. None. There's none of it. I'm attracted to women, but I have no interest in sex in any way, shape, or form. The horny is gone. So, arguably asexual. Can I be an asexual lesbian? Attracted to women. No interest in sex. Maybe with the right person kind of thing, but as it sits. You're gay ass sitting here without a man's. That's another thing that I've had this question come up several times about my sexuality, especially as a trans person. Spoke about sex off to horny jail. Les romance asexual, yeah. Lesbo romantic. I mean, I could probably do the sexing. Still works. Potentially demi, yeah. I think so. Actually, can I spoil next video essays about Valentine's Day? Anyway, what was I saying? I had a thought that I was going to iterate about sexuality. Oh yeah, I've had this come up numerous times. People ask me, has my sexuality changed since transitioning? Is that a common thing? People transitioning and changing their sexuality? There is a theory, there's a hypothesis, I would say, that, I personally, again, only attracted to women. There's no man that attracts me. Period. I forget who it was that posted this tweet, but it's like, oh fuck, I forget. I forget. There's something about how women are just generally more attractive than men, period. I've never found a man attractive in my life, but there is a thought, there is a hypothesis about transgender people transitioning and sexuality, that when folks get on HRT, they begin to become a little bit more introspective about themselves because they're becoming more in tune with themselves. And as a result, someone who might have been straight before or might have been gay before or whatever, or somebody who, let's just say, for example, somebody like me who was assigned male at birth and transitioned to female, they might start exploring with men. And when they previously never had before, and they have more of that moment of like, maybe I do actually find them attractive. But for me, that has not happened at all. Fuck yeah. What, women are more attractive than men? I think ace people aren't like, they'll never have sex, more like it's not a thing they really want. They'll do that with a significant other, but it's not an interest for them really. Yeah, like I have no particular interest in it. And I'm beginning to realize how little value I placed on it before when I was seeking it out. It wasn't that I was interested in the sex, it was a personal, this is an introspective moment for me, is like the sexuality I pursued before became this thing of validity as a man. You know, men get around and do the sexing with a lot of the women's. Not that I had exactly a high body count, but that was a thing that really struck with me. That really, I'm looking back on it now, and I will word this out properly, and I'll actually write a script on this topic. It became not so much that I was having sex for the enjoyment of it, more to rack up points to nobody, by the way. It's not like I was talking to my friends at work. Can I just say for a moment that nobody I used to work with has kept in touch with me? At the supermarket? Oh, there's one guy, but I knew him from outside of work before I realized he was working at the same company as me. In a different store, but friends at work. There's a boss, A lot of trans people find themselves gay and lesbian before transition, then transition to become straight or bisexual. Yeah, it's no great loss. Yeah, women are more attractive, but if a man handcuffs you, you can't really help yourself. Sorry for your long ass message. That's fine. Agree with what you're saying in regards to people on the spectrum feeling the social pressure to be normal. For you were upset about it in the beginning, but over the years it has helped you become more happy and helped you connect more easily to others. But not adapting is also a valid option as well if that's what the individual wants. There can definitely be a genuine happiness in accepting themselves as they are. Absolutely. You prefer men's clothing? I prefer the fact that men's clothing has pockets. I do. Oh, what was your message? Personally, women are just more attractive. You said they get all the cool shit to wear. That's true. I like girls' clothing. I like the girly stuff. Which is, can we cycle back to TERFs? For a second. There's a thing with TERFy folks, with transphobe folks, where they're saying, you're all dressing up like a feminine lady and completely dismissing, masculine women or just more casual women who don't go the whole 9 yards in trying to look as feminine as possible. They're just like, you're just stealing the idealized image of a woman. You sick, twisted pervert who's just trying to use femininity as a costume, trying to wear woman as a costume and all that bullshit. Like, bitch, I look fucking hot. I'm cute as fuck right now with my makeup, my jewelry, my headband, my romper. This is fucking awesome. This is the nicest I've looked in ages. Getting around in my dresses and shit, and sometimes crop tops. Crop tops are fucking fun. I love wearing crops. And it's like, before, what did I get around in? Tank tops and shorts? T-shirts? Jeans? It's like, yeah, fine. You're fine to like those clothes if you want. But I realize now, looking back, my fashion statement was a full stop. That was the entire statement. Can't wear crops because of your binder. Well, that's not good. An M203 grenade launcher is a great addition to any man or woman's box of accessories. I agree, Cobra. How much are they? So let's have a look. M203 grenade launcher. Let's try to buy it. Let's try to buy an M203. True, no pockets for women equals bag sales. That is true. LMT rail-mounted 12-inch M203 40mm grenade launcher destructive device, $1,999. Availability out of stock. Well, that's shit. Here's me thinking to myself, I could spring for that. I'll take out a loan extension. Out of stock. Can you believe it? The audacity. An RPG is $2K. Well, let's look into that. I'm gonna get my little Antifa badge and sew it onto like I've got a leather jacket in the wardrobe. Cover that in Antifa badges. Get myself an RPG launcher. You wore a crop top and yoga pants to work for the first time yesterday. Nice! That's awesome. I still haven't come out to my gym. Because generally speaking, I go in there and I'm about as masculine as I ever present. Even though I've been going in tank tops with a sports bra underneath, and you can see the straps. It's not exactly hidden. And you know, I want to go to my gym, to the front desk, and just be like, hey, can I change my name and gender on my profile here at the gym? But it's just, for some reason, it's irrelevant as all fuck. Like, first and foremost, if the bathrooms thing is an issue, I never use the bathrooms at the gym in the first place. But I'm just like, I'm really worried about telling them for no good reason. And all I do is go there, work out, and leave. Like, I don't interact with anyone. So me going to the staff and saying, oh, hey, my name's not actually, you know, I want to change it. Could I send them an email? I did call them and ask about it, and they said I had to come in and do like some forms and stuff. And it's such a weird thing. It's like I said, it's entirely functional. It's the most functional part of my routine. There's nothing aesthetic about going to the gym aside from aesthetics, but there's nothing that I go to the gym for to be feminine about. You know, I'm just there to work out. That's it. You just got a new car today. Very nice, Backy. Very nice. Fashion show with jacket. I actually dug up, all my old jackets from when I was duding it up, and a lot of them are pretty. Either they're unisex or they've got boyfriend jacket vibes. So I'm gonna break those out around winter time. I might need to clean them. They're a bit musty smelling, but I've got a leather jacket in there. I've got a really nice rain jacket, which I have been missing for ages. I'm glad I found it. And when winter rolls around, I've got a bunch of jackets there. But I would like more girly jackets. I'd like some girly hoodies, stuff like that. It's symbolic. Maybe if you do edibles, the paperwork won't be so bad. Launcher for all your outfits. The M202 Flash is a wonderful for business casual, and a Javelin is great for a risque ensemble. Why are you torturing yourself like this? You're finding too many emotional shit. What are you looking at? Guns? Are we still looking at guns? Are they making you emotional? You enjoy the gym for the people you meet. I used to enjoy, like back when I went to my old gym. I don't go to the same gym I used to. They kept hiking the prices. It was like $85 a month last time I went there to the old gym, and the current gym is like $63 a month. Like the price disparity was huge. I'm like, why do you guys need to rank the prices up so fucking much? It's because they got that gym got taken over by council. Yeah, wear men's jackets mostly because you're built like a female linebacker. Your shoulders are broad. There's a woman at my gym. Yours is $50 a month. I'd like to go to a cheaper gym. You pay $12 a month to not go. Oh, emotional trans stuff. I get that. I mean, it's nice reading a story that's heartwarming and uplifting about trans folks. That makes me tear up a bit. I like that kind of trans stuff. I don't like reading about the negative trans stuff, but at the same time, I do like to be informed on the negative trans stuff. I hate reading it because I fear for my trans fam out there. But it's good to stay informed of these things. Like the UK puberty blocker situation, I'm staying abreast of that. What gyms are good, what gyms are bad? I would argue Anytime Fitness is good. They're pretty cheap and you can go to numerous locations around the country. They're everywhere. Anytime Fitness is everywhere. There's also like Snap Fitness. The one I go to, I'm not sure, is a franchise. I think it's an individual gym. And there is Planet Fitness. Use Planet Fitness because it's closed in 24 hours. There is a Planet Fitness near me. But 20-ish minutes away. But it's really cheap. But I couldn't justify driving the 20 to 25 minutes drive there and back every day to go to a really cheap gym. And I mean, like, I think it's $5 a week to go to that gym. I think Anytime, Planet Fitness and Anytime are both international gym franchises. You force yourself, you have to. If you want to get fit, you have to force yourself. Care to comment on Biden removing the transgender ban on the military? Couldn't he just ban cis people from the military instead? I'd prefer to just ban the military, to be honest. It's like, yay, more people can go and die in wars for stealing other countries' resources. Fantastic. Ban cis people. With a black card, you can go to any Planet Fitness that exists. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Your favorite gym is I don't go to the gym. Zap International. Okay, there you go. I've not heard of that one. I know of Snap Fitness is one there's a few franchises of that around me. I haven't tried them out. There was one I went to that was really nice for a while there, but it was the same situation that I just told you. Like, I had to drive about 10 to 15 minutes to get to this place, and then 10 to 15 minutes back when I was done, and it was just not worth the time to drive there. So the current gym I go to is just a 5-minute drive down the road and back. Honestly considered buying a bike, which I can't afford. I can't afford to buy a bike, but I have considered buying a bike to cycle to the gym, do my weights, and then cycle home instead of my current cardio, which is drive to the gym, get on the bike for 20 minutes, and then do my weights. That's an idea I've had for the longest time, is like cycle to the gym for cardio, but I've never done it. Favorite gym is working in a warehouse. I mean, if you've got a physically intensive job, you wouldn't really need to go to the gym, I don't think. If your job is intense enough, there's no reason for you to go to the gym. I've known people who are laborers who work like intense 8 to 12 hour days. And then in some cases, they'll take their lunch break to go to the gym and then get back on the job after. So they won't have a lunch break. Warehouse. Is that a house that turns into a wolf during a full moon? Yeah, the gyms are open here. The gyms are open here. It's kind of weird. We're in a semi-lockdown right now. So in the gym, I'm not seeing anyone wearing masks, but you still need to wear masks if you're going to like the shopping center or to restaurants or wherever other public spaces. But no one's wearing a mask at my gym. Imagine cycling to the gym just to use the bike at the gym. Full-on moons, it turns into an even worse place to work. Hey BBW, how's it going? I haven't seen a Zap gym anywhere near me. I could probably look it up. Nah! I'm not gonna show this on stream. You won't see this. Zap gym near me. Closest is... No, there's none. It's just showing me regular gyms. Zap Fitness 24/7. See, like, the thing is, there are a lot of cheaper gyms. Again, Anytime Fitness is super, super cheap. And I would love to go there, and there's one near me that's like literally across the road from the gym that I go to. But they don't have a creche is the problem, which is why I would like my son to be in daycare this year, so I can just, honestly, one of the things I've considered is leaving the current gym once my son is in daycare. And, then I can just get a cheaper gym membership at a different gym, which is, you know, smaller and doesn't have as much stuff in it, but I don't need a lot. I need dumbbells, a barbell, and a bike, that's it. Be hard to wear a mask at the gym. True. Have you seen the bodybuilders who actually wear what they call altitude masks? There are some of them who will actually wear a mask specifically to restrict their breathing, to make it feel like they're working out at a higher elevation, so like thinner air. There is some science behind that, I believe. Do we treat each bean in a tin of beans with the same respect? They're all pretty tasty, generally speaking. I like some beans. Gonna lurk for a bit right here, Reaper. Have a good time. Some Dragon Ball Z shit it is. I must admit, when I was a kid and I was watching Dragon Ball Z, the hyperbolic time chamber was the coolest fucking thing. Left Anytime Fitness? I've actually been a member at Anytime Fitness in the past. I've been a member of at least 4 gyms. The one that I went to for the longest time, the one that I started my actual fitness journey on. Considering doing a video on this at some point, on the fitness thing, on my fitness journey, and on the idea of perhaps addictive exercise. As in fitness addiction is the subject I've considered for a video. People who go to the absolute extreme, to the point of taking something that's generally supposed to be healthy for you and turning it into an unhealthy problem. That's a thing I've considered as a topic. Because they're the magical fruit, true, they are. You have to work in a mask. You could pump iron in a mask. I could, definitely could. But it would definitely have an impact on you. I don't know what the actual results are supposed to be, though. Restricting oxygen flow, like, what's that supposed to do? Because, as far as I know, intaking oxygen during your workout is supposed to help your workout. It's supposed to help your body more, I guess. I don't quite know. I haven't done the science on this in a while. It's been a minute since I've actually observed the sciencing around oxygen intake with regards to fitness. It is important, though. There's a reason you breathe in on the... Let me just look at it. When you're, like, let's just say you're doing a bicep curl, you breathe in as you're bringing the dumbbell up, and then breathe out on the way down. I think it's concentric and eccentric. Or eccentric. There's concentric movement and eccentric movement. So the concentric contraction is when you're pulling the muscle. You're doing the lift. You're doing the lift, right? And you want to be breathing in on that to pump as much oxygen into your system as you can, which then flows to the muscle. And then you breathe out on the eccentric, which is the release. And you don't ever just drop the weight if you're doing a bicep curl. Don't just get it up and then drop it. You'll pull your fucking arm out of your socket. Can I say that? I've seen so many, like the fact that I made this point recently. Old guys. There's these old guys in gyms. You'll see them. There's always at least one. Never lifted a day in their life, you can tell. But they idolize bodybuilders. And they'll get the dumbbell, and they'll be there. And they won't lift it like this. They won't keep their elbow tight to their chest, and they won't lift to like a good angle. What they'll do is they will drop their arm down and then pull it up. They'll like crank it up, and they'll throw their arm back. And they will do that ad infinitum. These people are in their fucking 80s. Take care of yourself. Gregory? What's an old person name? Like Bradley Martin and Vitaly, yeah, exactly. All you're doing is walking anyway. You walk to the store, have to wear a mask, I think you'll be fine with it. You need a safe, weatherproof place to walk. That'd be good. That'd be good. See old people at your gym all the time. Oh, I see a ton of old people at the gym. But there is always a specific... There's always at least one of these specific old guys who does not know how to work out. And it's like, you're in a gym, there are professional trainers here, and you're just assuming you know what you're doing because you watch some Arnold videos. I do allow links, but I'd prefer it if you drop it in the Discord. Because then I can watch it off stream. Peter is an old man name, that's true. Peter. But yeah, I've been, especially in the old gym that I used to go to, there was a ton of older people there. In fact, there was one lady distinctly who stands out in my mind because she looked like an 80s fitness instructor. She was always in there in like leg warmers and that brightly colored ensemble, the headband, her hair was crimped, like she was the epitome of the 80s aerobics instructor. Amazing. Jazzercise in a person. You're a trainer at your gym, you've had to help so many people like that who don't know how to lift. Yeah, Don't hate the player, true. By the way, I have no hate for her. She was glorious. I wish I was friends with that woman. She's an inspiration. I wish I had the audacity to dress as she did. But yeah, the old gym I used to go to, being a council-owned and previously YMCA-owned gym before I guess the YMCA shut down or whatever it was, it had a lot of elderly people in there. Maybe there was an old people program. Maybe it was a, what's it called? Pensioner program? Whatever it was. So that you could get there cheaper? I don't know. At any rate, the old gym I used to go to had a lot of elderly people at it. Some people there who were so routine, I guess, that they had like a little pin board thing. And some of these people were just literally, there was just a photo of, here's some of our, I think there was one in particular. It's like the 4 horsemen of the gym, and it's like these 4 old lifter dudes who were like actual lifter dudes, like buff lifter dudes who were well into their 60s and 70s. It's just a photo of these 4 on this pin board. Nothing special, not like an advertisement for anything. I think some of them were personal trainers, of course. But the current gym I go to, generally speaking, has a much younger crowd, I've noticed. I've noticed this about certain gyms. There are certain gyms where you'll go there distinctly, you'll notice a specifically younger, fitter, hotter crowd. Anytime Fitness, honestly, was one of those. I went there, and honestly, there were a number of people at Anytime Fitness. I'm just like, I don't live in a high-income area. Where are all of these people who look like they can afford steroids and plastic surgery coming from? Because there are a few of them where I'm just like, yeah, you've had some work done. You could just observe. The kind of plastic surgery I'd like to get. Hint, hint. Nothing there. Maybe I should start progesterone. Anyway, you'll never go to Fitness First because of how annoying they are. Fitness First, that sounds familiar. Let me look up their logo so I can get a gauge of who they are. Oh, that doesn't really stand out to me. Fitness First. Doesn't ring a bell. I haven't seen them around. But I get what you mean. You know, you don't want to be harassed by someone to join a gym. Get mostly the college kids. Fire badge. Is that what I want? That's not quite what I was thinking. I actually am wondering, will my... This is the thing about progesterone, right? Which is the pregnancy hormone. The endocrinologist suggested to me it might be a possibility down the line, right? For certain development. But yeah, like you said, Autumn, should wait a while before implants or anything. Not that I can afford implants. Let's not beat around the bush here. I cannot afford implants. I'm at 51 subs on Twitch. That's not implants money. I got a friend who's got a great set of implants, but I can't steal hers. Much as I'd love her F cups, I can't just take them. You know I'd milk the fuck out of that shit on Twitch, though. You know, I'd like push him up as much cleavage as I can reasonably get away with without breaking TOS. Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. You know, use the assets you have available to you. To me, that's my lighting at the moment. That's the major asset that I have. How many subs is enough for implants? Let's do a calculation, right? So, just based on a rough gauge of what I am aware of in Australian dollars. Let's clarify this. Australian streamers, or Australian viewers of Twitch, are expected to pay $8.99 for a tier 1 sub. Now I've got a few tier 2s and tier 3s because some crazy lunatics decided to gift tier 2s and tier 3s to my channel. But that's beside the point, right? At $8.99 per sub, the streamer, the Australian streamer, gets $3.50 from that. If I recall correctly, it might fluctuate a little bit, but generally speaking, $3.50 is the mainstay. So, if we have, let's just say a boob job is $12,000. I think. I'm gauging it. I think it's about $12,000. And we divide that by $3.50. by 3.5. If I did the math correctly there, I would need about 3,428 and a half subs to afford the titties. Give me half of yours, they're too much. I've had that offer from numerous women at this point. If only that was a possibility. Let me Venmo some titty. Oh god. I get envious. I do get envious because, you know, I've heard. I mean, this is the thing. You know, I'm very early in my transition. I've only been on hormones. What? A couple of. Since when did I start my hormones? I started my T blockers. I think in. Fuck, I don't remember. At the very least, I've gone through a full packet of estrogen, which was 2 months worth, and I'm now on to my second packet, which means I'm into month 3 of estrogen. It's hard to gauge. I think either I'm in month 3 or month 2, like late month 2. No. Because it was 2 months on estrogen, and then I increased my dose. That was on the 22nd. So I am 6 days in to month 3 of estrogen dosage. And so I've bumped up from 1 milligram to 2 milligrams. It was November. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for remembering. That actually means something to me. And let me think. I've got an appointment with my endo in March. Late March. Which will put it at about the 5-month mark. Not for 4-month mark, sorry. I can do maths with my calendar. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. The endocrinologist, and as far as I've heard, many other trans people have said this, that the majority of the progress you're supposed to have on hormones should happen in the first year, is what the endocrinologist told me. But I've heard numerous stories from trans folks who are a year plus, sometimes 2 years, who've said that it doesn't stop changing your body after 1 year or 2 years, and there's still more progress to look forward to. So, at the very least, you know, there's a possibility that further down the line there could be even more changes. The one thing I significantly wish, though, which is what I am working on personally. I'm really trying to get this down. I need to look up some tutorials or something. But the unfortunate thing about estrogen, doesn't do anything for your voice. So I think, generally speaking, in addition to the fact that I do still have pretty mannish features, let's be real with ourselves here, my voice, even if I look particularly effeminate, gives me away like crazy. And this is as someone who tries to heighten her voice and tries to change her pitch and all of that. Yeah, you can train it, and I am going to try. I've just been putting it off. I've been really lazy. Hello, El Convictor. Yes, I probably was. Mannish features. I mean, can I say this? Can I say this right now? There is someone I follow. And I'm not saying this as a dig at her, but Cat's Kitchen, right? She's got a very strong brow. And it's a gorgeous brow line. Her brows are stunning, quite frankly. And that's the thing that I'm the most self-conscious about as a trans person, is my brow ridge. I feel like it's way too deep, way too heavy. I don't know, I don't like it. If I could get surgery done, I would have that chiseled way the fuck back. But yeah, she has got intense brows and they are awesome. Her facial structure is gorgeous. And same thing with my nose. I feel like my nose is too long and crooked and big. All that. This is the problem with our fucking society. We live in a society. Trans voice lessons. I will give that a look. Thank you, Autumn. But yeah. My cheekbones.
Welcome
Thank you,
to
Dallas.
the Rogue Room.
Process
we hope
Gibbon.
you enjoy your stay.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. I can't believe I'm out of my Moscato. That was it. That was the last of it. I do plan on buying some more, though, soon. Fuck society. I'm glad you like... Yeah, thank you, Dallas, for complimenting my cheekbones. They are, honestly, one of my favorite bits. I do like them. That is one of my favorite aspects. I have a good front-on silhouette. That's not really the phrase. I have a good front-on face shape, I think. I might be mistaken. I might be very cocky there. But I think, generally speaking, the outline of my face is pretty good. Which I was going to use as a thumbnail thing on my my YouTube videos. I was going to do like an outline of my like one half of my face and stick that on like the left side of the thumbnail. You know, do like a stylized half of my face for thumbnails. The ridge suits the size, openness, depth of your eyes. If you see any mannish features, it's the chin. Really? The chin? I thought the chin was really weak. Oh gosh. I've always had, prior to coming out, and this could be a factor of like the fact that I was pretty overweight before, high percentage of body fat, which was usually around anywhere between 15 to 20% body fat. Maybe jawline, maybe. But like I always had this thing of like my chin being particularly weak. Maybe less so now because there's less fat around this area. But that was one of the major reasons. A little bit of a very deep. I'm really going hard on the before I was a chick thing tonight, which is fine. I don't care. I'm not really that fussed. You know, I'm a trans person. I have to be honest with myself here. Before I came out, you know, I wore a beard quite a lot, especially once I gained weight, because a lot of the weight would congregate here. A lot of fat would gather there, and I would end up with a double chin and no actual chin. They cover it up with beard, which I am now trying to get rid of. As of yesterday, I had my 7th laser facial hair removal treatment, and it fucking hurts. The flatness of the bottom of the chin. I mean, my silhouette, my side-on profile is not too bad. I think I see what you mean. But you can sort of see here. There's a, this bit. When I gain weight, this, like, fills up. You know? That's, like, one of the worst. This is why I don't want to gain weight again. So I'm trying to stay where I'm at or get even leaner. It's a strange feature a lot of people don't notice. Seems to be gendered, yeah. It's weird how we gender certain things. Looking fine, thank you. Thank you. Can I make a statement? Please don't cancel culture me for this one. I've seen women around all the time, all my life. The only reason I know that they were women is because of their tits. I have seen women with distinctly masculine features. The only reason I would have known is because they had breasts. And that's why I I find it really weird when the transphobes tend to go on about how much you look like a man. It's like, I've seen... Well, you can't infer that someone is cis based on a glance, but, you know, I have seen cis women, and I've seen cis men. I've seen a lot, honestly, of cis men with long hair, they're thin, and they have feminine facial features, and I'm like, oh, kind of a cute chick. And then you notice they've got a bit of stubble. They're just like, oh, maybe you're not a chick. Hard to tell. Got female relatives that, oof, yeah, like that's the thing. And this is the problem with the whole passing culture thing. I hate passing culture. I think it's stupid. I hate the idea that you can, that you are expected to pass as feminine or pass as masculine. Which is why I think I and a lot of other trans women, generally speaking, try to go for as feminine appearance as possible. So that we look, at a glance, like a girl. And that's what you want. You want people to automatically assume you're a girl. It's why I wear dresses. It's why I wear the headbands. It's why, generally speaking, if I'm going to the shops, I might wear mascara and maybe a bit of eyeliner or lip gloss. I don't do the full face of makeup unless I have a day planned. You know, or stream, of course. Stream is where I wear makeup the most. You know, I'm sitting here on camera, so I get my makeup done. Well, I do it myself. I don't get it done. Your identity has nothing to do with passing shit, as you were saying. You have cis women who don't pass. Exactly. And that's why passing culture is so toxic. I posted regrettably, I posted a picture on the Transpassing subreddit, deleted it after the fact, because, well, honestly, it just got bombarded with trolls, which is to be expected. Which is just stupid. And yeah, we should, I'm just going to try to be as feminine as I can, because that's what I enjoy. I like looking like this. I like dressing up like this. Those of you are frequently confused for being men. I can only imagine how, I don't know, what would the phrase be? It must be so frustrating. Because, yeah, I don't even know where to begin with that whole thing. Here's the thing, right? Online, we tend to assume any username, for example, any anonymous profile with no profile picture or whatever, we tend to assume that's a guy no matter what. Could be a girl, could be a non-binary person, we have no idea. But we automatically assume it's a man, and yet for some reason, unless a woman is distinctly presenting feminine in some way, shape or form, we do that in real life as well. It's like, why is there this assumption that everyone should be a man at first glance unless you can immediately tell by looking at them, by clocking them? It's a really weird social norm that I still don't quite fully comprehend. It's gonna be absolutely shitty sounding, but if it mattered to you, it'd give you a 70% pass. But again, who cares? 70% is good. I like that. Again, I think two of the big things. Nothing here, first of all. I mean, if I'm completely honest with you, I have a bit of, I can't tell, honestly. Either the hormones have done something, or I've just, as I've leaned out, my pecs have come through a little bit more. Hard to tell. One of the big things, of course, is there's no female silhouette across this area, and I am muscular, but I'm a lot leaner than I used to be. So if you put me next to my old self, there is a good photo of that, honestly. I'll bring it up really quickly so you can get an idea. The alcohol is hitting me, so I'm like running out of breath. I'm talking too much. Where is it? I love this post that I made, honestly. I think it was rather clever. That's not it. Where is it? I've lost it now. Oh, here. This one. I thought I was being cute when I did this, and I tagged it, so ignore the tags, please. It's cringe. But you put these two side by side, you can tell that's a man, honey, and that's a girl. Just at a glance. You know? Primarily outfit, the way I'm standing, hair, honestly. All that kind of stuff. That makes a huge difference. The way you present. 90% sure most of the whole guy till proven girl thing comes from catfishing, which happens a lot. It happens to a lot more people than would admit it. Most likely. More feminine than either of us, but guess the hard part is when women recoil slightly when we use public bathrooms. Oh, the public bathrooms thing annoys me to no end. I'm on 2 milligrams of estrogen now. So I was on 1 milligram for the first 2 months, and now I'm on 2 milligrams, and I believe it's been discussed that we're going to go to 4 milligrams in March. And then who knows? Maybe I'll just keep doubling it until I'm eventually on 128 milligrams. Just a whole packet of estrogen. We did discuss injections, if I recall correctly, but I don't think injections are generally done. At least not. I think the doctor specifically said there is someone who does injections in my state, but they kind of do it off the record. Just become a being of pure estrogen. That's the goal. Chugging bottles of it. I got packets, so I can't even chug bottles. I got packets of it, which have got my dead name on them, which I hate. So I keep them face down on my desk so I can't see his name anymore. Ari is shy away from commenting on because he would hate to say or phrase something wrong and offend a trans person. I understand that. I totally understand that. This is where the issue comes from talking about trans issues and queer issues with people who are allies. I've got ally friends who are fantastic. They're lovely people. But a lot of the time they're just like, well, I don't really want to comment on this topic or that topic because I might say the wrong thing. You know, I don't have the experience you have as a queer person. Therefore, if I offer my opinion on something, I might offend you or whatever. So I get that whole thing of, you know, there are allies who feel afeared to speak out. And this is the issue, honestly, on Twitch with the LGBTQIA plus tag. A lot of queer people, myself included, will say to you, the A stands for asexual, not ally. Doesn't matter if you're an ally, don't use the queer tag, because that's specifically for queer streamers to find other queer streamers. And as a result, I think there are some allies who get offended by that remark. You know, get over yourselves. You're not the focus. This is honestly, crush the whole packet and put it in a protein shake. It's an idea. I am tempted to go back to the protein shakes some days. Hit up, like, Bulk Nutrients used to be the company I used. They had some good flavors. Had some really good flavors. I might check them out again, see if they've got anything good. But this was a always 100% get you in your responses. Not an ally, but yeah, we're peers. This is a thing, right? This is an interesting thing that yeah, an ally tag might be a good idea. Honestly, there's nothing stopping Twitch from adding more tags, and they really should. Especially a trans tag. Hell, add different tags for all the different types of queer streamers. Give us a gay tag, give us a lesbian tag, give us an ace tag, give us a bisexual tag, all of that. There's no reason for them not to. Oh fuck, there was a good point I was going to make about allyship. Oh, here we go. Here's the thing. I've had this issue with my ex. I've had this issue with my mother. Not with my sister because she's very supportive and she gets me. But my mother has brought up the fact that she's still used to my old name and pronouns. How it affects her. Oh, you know, I've spent my whole life calling you this and that. I liked your old name. I chose it. The ex in particular doesn't like the fact that maybe I want my kids to call me mum instead of dad. I don't like the term dad. I'm trying to think of something that's maybe a bit more gender neutral they can call me. At the moment, they tend to skew towards calling me Abby, which is a bit weird because it's my name, not, you know, a parental nickname. And the thing that gets me about, yeah, that kind of, you know, friends and family things who are generally supportive, but they will try to guilt trip you about the fact that they're used to your old self, is something I struggle with because I feel like 100% of the time they are in the wrong. You know, you don't get to guilt me about my identity. That's flagrantly off the cards. You know, why are you going to stand there and lecture me about the fact that I'm finally being myself and the issues that it makes you uncomfortable? Meanwhile, I am the disenfranchised minority in the situation. You know, are you really going to sit there and moralize to me about being transgender and changing my name, changing my pronouns, because you're used to the old me? I really can't stand that kind of thing. I've seen it come up with a number of other people on, I follow a bunch of the trans subreddits. It's a pretty common story thread, I noticed. People who generally have the whole, I've got ally, family, and friends. But they complained to me about this. And realistically speaking, it is transphobic to say those things. But I don't want to say that to them. How do you confront that? You kind of get the whole suddenly having to use a new name, but if they care about transferring a relative, they'll cope and adjust. And it's been months. They've known. This is the thing, they have known for months now. That I've been out for ages. I've been out since like August or September. They've had the time to adjust. And if they're still guilting me and they're still forgetting to use the right name and pronouns, like, it almost feels like you're doing it on purpose. How do they refer to me when I'm out of the room? Does my mother call me by my dead name? Does she refer to me by he? Like, I would like to be a fly on the wall during those conversations. Do some push-ups? Nah. How's it going, Jeff? Haven't been used to your old name in a while. Well, there you go. That's good. That's good. Hello, Balls. How's it going? It's always the hard part in any circumstance where someone expresses themselves and the listener makes it about how it affects them. Yeah. It's like, it needs to be, when someone is expressing their malcontent with a thing or expresses that they are changing something about themselves. I bring this up occasionally, you know, with the name change thing. The name change should be the easiest part, Because if a woman gets married to a man, I hate the institution of marriage and I think it's stupid. But if Jenny Masterson marries Richard Cobalt, I don't know why his name is Richard Cobalt, she's going to become Jenny Cobalt, generally speaking, according to social norms. And if you're referring to her, you're going to refer to her not by her maiden name, but by the new surname. My friend Jenny Cobalt. You know, not Jenny Richardson or whatever her fucking name was. Jenny Masterson. So it really should be that simple. I changed my name, thereby you should refer to me by that name. And my pronouns, it's the same as if you were referring to any other woman. I'm she, her. That's it. That's as difficult as it gets. And the fact that they will still refer to me as he, him, or stumble over it, or call me my dead name, and then get annoyed with me when I get annoyed at them, feels a little bit almost like they're taking a dig at me, or they don't enjoy the fact that I'm trans. Told your parents 2 years before you transition. They still struggle as fuck. Getting better though. I think their brains are just glazed over from watching too much CNN and working their whole lives, I suppose. I am still coming to your wedding. You got to send me a formal invite. Might slip up and say the wrong name by accident, but if someone tells me, hey, I want to go by this name now, you're like, okay, I'll call you that then. Exactly. Howdy, Patch. How's it going? If you said the wrong name, you'd be annoyed at yourself for screwing up. Absolutely. And they do tend to catch themselves. They'll call me by that name and then they'll go, oh, I'm sorry, I mean... And it's like, it gets tired after a while, you know? Maybe it's just, you know, me transing, me having a dysphoria moment. It's like, I chose a different name for a reason. I didn't want to be referred to by that name anymore. It'd be nice if they would respect that. No set dates, need to finish paying family solicitors. Well, true. And I've got another wedding, I think in October, isn't it? Kez's wedding. So, I've got that to look forward to. I need to find a pretty dress. And I need to save up the money to make the trip. Saving is hard. I've only been to my auntie's wedding back when I was about 15. And my mother's got this picture of... Actually, you know what? You know what's really great is this picture. I'll try to find it, but it's pretty far down my media on Twitter. Let's see if I can find it. Let's just scroll down. Let's just scroll and scroll and scroll. Muscles me. That's not it. There was a meme going around for a while, and it was like a picture of you when you were a teenager, picture of you when you're picture of you now, sort of thing. And I can't remember what the actual meme was. The phrasing, I mean. I can't remember the exact phrasing of it. Where is the fucking picture? Let's see if I can find it. I post too many pictures on Twitter. Somebody stop me, please. This is really awful. Alright, where? No, I cannot find it. Maybe it's... Oh, we might be getting close to it. Hang on. I'll find it. Hold you. Here we go. Found it. Alright. You ready for a picture of me when I was 15? You'll marry yourself and invite me. Okay, here we go. This is me when I was 15. You know what I love about this photo? Teen you, adult you. There you go. I retweeted from Riley Grace Rochon. Do you know what I love about this photo? This silhouette looming from the future of Abigail. Just like, you know, one day, it's like the ghost of Christmas future or something. Look like you sell pot at Chuck E. Cheese. I did not have a job until I was about 25. As a fun fact for you. I did not have any sort of gainful employment until I was 25. So I didn't even have a teenage job. Wish you could heart comments. You can reply to them. There is that. The outfit, do you mean the second outfit? The one where I'm wielding the Nerf gun? I love that outfit. It hasn't really been cardigan weather recently though, so I haven't been wearing my cardigan, but I love that just... It's this style of tank top. It's just a shoestring tank top thing. And then cardigan, short shorts. cut-off shorts or denim short shorts. It's awesome. I love it. I love that fit. It's one of my favorites. Today it was. Yeah, true. Oh, excuse me. It was pretty wet today. Why no job? Because I was lazy and on the DSP and living at home. I didn't need to. Just looked at the time. It is like 11:40. I'm going to wrap it up soon and I am exhausted. We have been going for almost 3 hours, which is pretty standard time for my streams. If you guys hang out in my streams, you can generally expect them to go for 3 hours. I'll put a pin in that right now. I am, generally speaking, consistently streaming for 3 hours daily at this point. Unless I explicitly say, oh, I can't make stream tonight for whatever reason. But if you are swinging by my streams at 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, expect them to go for 3 hours. That's, unless I decide one day to do a special event, which I may do. Maybe I could find an LGBTQ plus charity I can do a long stream for, raise some funds for queer kids, those who need to get out of troubled homes and stuff like that. I don't know. What kind of queer charities does Australia have? Have a look. There might be something. There might actually be something I could look into. Reach out to them and just be like, hey, I want to do a charity event. Pride Foundation Australia. This is the issue though, is I then have to do research. Why not? I gave you attention. I answered your question. Pride Foundation Australia. Apply for funding? No. Get involved? What's get involved like? Excuse me. So, Pride Foundation was started by a group of people in our community who saw a need and decided to do something about it to continue our life-changing work for disadvantaged LGBTQIA+ Australians. Trans Pride Worldwide. I actually want to change that. I want to change that to Trans Liberation Now. Need some short shorts. You're waiting for it to get nice out. Also, your ass just keeps getting fatter. I've heard that may be an issue, that I might get like thicker thighs and a fatter ass from taking either progesterone or just higher doses of estrogen. Generally curious about the mentality around trans folks. Do I feel like a girl trapped in a man's body or a man with feminine thoughts, feelings? That's a very tricky question, actually. What is it that raises that question, if you don't mind me asking? -18. I'll look at -18. Well, here we go. Newswires. Charities, -18. There we go. That's something I could look into. Stream notes. Why did I just try to save my desktop? I've been doing video editing, so intrinsically pressing Control S like fucking crazy. Anyway, it's now become a habit. Mentality around it. Do I feel like I did mention this in a tweet a little while back. I stole this from Steph Sanyati, who was an inspiration to me coming out, honestly. She's a Twitch streamer and she's a YouTuber, and she did post a video today about like a farewell to something or other, so I'm going to go watch that later. But one thing Steph Sanyati said in one of her videos that stuck out to me like crazy is, I don't feel like a girl trapped in a man's body. This is my girl body. I'm still a girl at the end of the day, still a woman at the end of the day. Just physiologically, it doesn't really line up with the typical perception of one. But yeah, I don't at all feel like a man with feminine thoughts and feelings. To me, that sounds more like someone who would be perhaps an effeminate queer man, a gay man, which is not at all what I feel like. Which is kind of funny, is I'm distinctly attracted to women, thereby arguably, like we mentioned before with the sexuality thing, I think I'm a lesbian for all intents and purposes. But I've chosen, perhaps, in terms of my visual aesthetic, I've chosen perhaps the least lesbian style I could go for. Always been confused fully understanding it. It's hard to explain. I just feel like a girl. That's the summary of the subject. There are definitely people I've seen. There is someone who cross-dresses. Lipstick lesbian. There you go. There is a streamer who cross-dresses who I have seen around, who explicitly says, I'm a cross-dressing man. Like, that's what they say. But they do the girl thing way better than I do. They've got like a good girly voice. I don't know how they've accomplished it. It's a skill. I'm envious. And their makeup, their style, fully femme. I have no idea of their otherwise identity, but they just specifically say they're a cross-dressing man. And that's distinctly different from what a transgender woman is. Because generally speaking, you know, a cross-dressing man or a drag queen or whatever, they're not on hormones. And they're not seeking surgery down the track and things like that. They're just, you know, putting on a costume, for example. Like, this doesn't... The girl doesn't come off at the end of the stream or what have you. I mean, I do take my makeup off because you don't sleep in makeup. That's a bad idea. A really bad idea. But, you know, the whole girl thing doesn't go away after all is said and done. Which is something I think some people don't quite get. Some people believe that... Yeah, some people collate trans folks and cross-dressers and other such folks. Which is an unfortunate side effect of the representation we've had in multimedia, I would say. You sleep in makeup? Why? Why do you people do this to yourselves? You'll ruin your skin. I need a proper skin routine. At the moment, I'm just using an exfoliating scrub and moisturizer. That's it. No, I'm attracted to... I mean, if there was a trans person who I particularly found attractive, I'd find them attractive. But largely just women in general. Particularly feminine women. I do like women who lift. I won't lie. I'm trying to think, like, what's a good example of what I find attractive, but as much as I do believe there are people who are legitimately attracted only to trans people, as a fetish, most trans folks will see someone who is exclusively attracted to trans people as a fetishist, as a chaser. Hey, Abby, want a date? Absolutely. Yes. Let's go on a date. Gal pals. Yeah, I just generally like feminine girls. That's it. Feminine ladies. Ladies who are of the lady variety. There's not much more to it than that. I mean, dream girl would probably be a chick who lifts and can come to the gym with me and spot me on squats and bench. I think I do have a type, but it's hard to illustrate it. Honestly. As a trans person, you get the least dysphoric hooking up with other trans girls because you know they know. Well, yeah. That would make it more comfortable, I would imagine. By the way, on the subject of people finding trans people attractive or not attractive, Elliot Page has recently filed for divorce from their partner of the last 3 years, I think it was. There's a factoid. You know. Nighty night, Dallas. Have a good one. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Been lovely having you here. You're always welcome back in the Rogue Room. I need to do a logo that's up late with Rogue or something. Because that's what tonight is supposed to be. Somebody give him your number. Oh, dude. This is another thing though, right? Elliot Page. Another thing about the way we look at people and the way we immediately assume they are either masculine or feminine. I look at Elliot Page and I just see a dude's face. Like, I just see a dude's face. So the assumption, the inference of how a person's facial structure is decides how you interpret them as a person, decides how you interpret their gender identity and stuff like that. It's really weird to think where that specifically comes from. Given I've seen, like we said before, many people who otherwise don't pass. The whole passing idea is explicitly bizarre to me now. I am going to say it's probably about time to call it. It's a little bit early, like usually I would go 3 hours, 10 minutes, 3 hours of actual stream content, but 10 out of 10 would let him tie you up. Let's see here. Who is doing a videos game? Or not playing video games realistically, because we don't really do. I don't really stream. I mean, I have been raiding people who are streaming games, but generally speaking, well, you know what? You know who I love, who I haven't seen in a moment, who I haven't seen. Can you recommend a queer streamer from Australia? You can recommend them for a future stream if you want. Give me their name. She's live with Minecraft. I was thinking of raiding Richie, who I have not seen streaming in a minute. You know what I may do? I can't get away with the sneaky follow of this person, can I? I mean, we can raid them, but I haven't seen Richie live in a while. He's going to be playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'll throw the vote to you lot. Here we go. We'll go based on the game. You lot decide for me. Who are we going to raid based on the game they're playing? Minecraft or Assassin's Creed Valhalla? In this case, Stella versus Richie Tooties. Cast your votes. I will let you decide if you choose to. It's up to you. We got one for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I haven't watched Minecraft in a while. I haven't played it in a while either, honestly. I should get back on that. We got a 50-50 split. You can't do this to me! You gotta give me more than this. Please stick around for the raid if you are interested in doing so. It does help the channel out. If you're not already in the Discord, jump in the Discord. And what are the other socials? We got the Instagram, the Twitter, the YouTube. I don't think what else is there. What other little links have I got? Am I gonna have to coin toss this decision and basically leave it to myself? Don't leave me with a 50-50 split, guys. Come on, folks. Vote. And download the pronouns extension so we know what your pronouns are. Probably a good idea. We've had some good chats tonight. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. We'll be live again tomorrow at 9 PM. If you're interested. Oh, you know what? I've got my outro scene. I don't know why I'm not in the outro scene. Because we're about to end. Can toss your coins. Are you flirting with me, Jacinta? That's naughty. I'm friends with your cousin. That's dastardly. There's a weird topic. There's a weird discussion. You know, being friends with, being in a relationship with someone whose relative you're good friends with. There's an idea for it. I'm going to have to decide anyway. The vote was completely meaningless. We're on a 50-50, 1-1 split. I'm going to call it Richie tonight. Oh, actually, no, you know what? Because we'll try to catch Richie another time. We'll go Stella. We'll go Minecraft. Because I'll drop a follow, and then we'll drop a raid. How about that? Alright. Ready? Set. Here is the raid. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. One new... What the... Oh, okay. Alerts. Okay. Yeah. Like I said before, I'll be live tomorrow. 9 PM. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I keep going to say Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's not what I mean. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. More chats. I'll try to come up with some actual topics. I've been busy today, so I haven't really had too much time to drum up news stories and things like that we could talk about. But tomorrow, I promise, I will put in the effort, and we'll make tomorrow's stream a fucking banger. I promise. Whatever mods that this person's got turned on are fucking awesome. The terrain generation in their Minecraft world is sick. I love it. So that'll be fun. I will see you all tomorrow. I will see you when I'm looking at you. Ta-ta, have a good one. I don't have a raid message. Be polite, that's it. Just be polite. Go in there, say hi, be nice. Night-night, everyone.
Alex on stage, best happy to the drummer scared.